Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
We got Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone.
I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it, 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right, penalty box for slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a Monday Trial Watch stream. It's me, Megan Fox, your favorite medium smart journalist. It's a cold and rainy day in New York. I'm so happy and thrilled to have my Legal Vices hoodie on days like this. This is exactly what I needed for today. And coming to the panel with me, as usual, are my panel of lovely ladies. There they are. Wait, that's the wrong one. Here they are. Jennifer Williams, Flux from House of Flux, and Mo in the Deep End. How are you ladies doing today?
Super.
Good.
Great. I am looking at the kitty and I'm just like, why won't any of my kitties cuddle with me right now?
Well, Thor would like to apologize on the behalf of cats for Dingus's Only Tales segment.
Like, look at him. He's just sitting
He's
there like a
asleep
little
like
baby.
this. He's
so
oh, did we wake you
cute.
up?
I'm sorry, we woke you up. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That is the cutest thing ever. He's like, Mommy, hold me. I was watching that as the thing was playing, and I was like, is Thor like literally asleep on Mo? It's so cute.
Yes, like a baby. He is ridiculous.
I love him.
Aw.
We love him. All right, let's see now. I have lots of things for you today. So we are going to be watching in the Hernandez trial. Those of you who have maybe are joining us for the first time and don't know, Matt and Tuckey Hernandez are two parents, loving inappropriate parents, by the way, who are in the state of Georgia. And they took their baby infant girl, Emma, to CHOA Hospital, Children's Health Children's Hospital of Atlanta, took her there for a swollen leg. What happened after that was absolutely insane. They were accused of child abuse. Their children, both of them, were taken from them for a solid 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. They were charged with child abuse. They were facing 80 years in prison. And luckily, they were acquitted because a jury saw through the absolute garbage that was the state's case. Total garbage. Emma probably had an underlying bone disorder. She definitely had some genetic markings that pointed to things that were not correct and could have led to bone density issues. She had a vitamin D deficiency that they totally ignored. Mm-hmm. And so we are now watching the trial footage because thanks to Jeb, Kicker, he's the documentarian that had a camera in the courtroom, and he released all of this footage for You Are the Power, the organization that Jennifer Williams works for, to us so we could watch it. And it's so great to do it. This is the second trial that we have been able to watch in Georgia where parents were falsely accused by the same child abuse pediatricians, by the way. Which every time I say child abuse pediatrician, we have to play the Jaws sound because that's what they are like sharks patrolling the water, looking for innocent people to destroy. And that's what the child abuse pediatricians are like at CHOA and other places around the country, like Florida. We have that Barbara Knox dummy. We have Sally Smith. We have all kinds of terrible child abuse pediatricians, about 300 of them across the United States. Now, that's not to say that every child abuse pediatrician gets it wrong or every child abuse pediatrician is a terrible person, but the ones that end up in the news, they're pretty terrible people. I don't know why that is, but it is.
And they're like sharks. They never sleep. They're constantly just looking for more to eat.
True.
Yeah. It's incredible. You'd think at some point they would be like, maybe I got it wrong. But no.
Oh, they don't get it wrong.
No. Dr. Stephen Messner told us he never gets anything wrong. He's never been wrong a day in his life. Even when he picked out that toupee.
Adam Montgomery was allowed by multiple DHS, and children's services to have his daughter in a car, in a home with no power, no water. And they continuously didn't do a daggone thing. And every state has multiple cases where they've simply dropped the ball. So if you can't take care of the children who are really in danger, it does seem like they target the families that aren't doing much wrong. And then the real kids in danger get ignored through the cracks.
Yep. Yeah, completely ignored. It's really sad. We wish that we could change what's going on in this country. And the only thing we can do is continue to bring light to the problems that are happening. Scrolling across the bottom of your screen, you will find a brand new link. We have the links to also Flux and Mo and our Cash Apps and stuff. But the other thing that's cool is that there's a new family fund for the Hernandezes on Give, Send, Go. So they had started their fund that we donated to, and I think we got it up to $500 WeWoo, but that platform is a little bit confusing for people, so they decided to change it over to a Give, Send, Go. The $500 has already been given to Steve, their attorney, to start paying their fees, but there's a new one, and so mods, if you could take note of this new link, and I'm going to drop it in the chat right now for you all. This is the Give, Send, Go link. And I would appreciate it if you would be so kind as to drop it occasionally during the show. Folks, I love your tips and everything, and that's great if you want to send them to the show. But these shows that we do about these trials and these families who are so terribly mistreated is really about the families. And I would appreciate it if you would send anything you can. If you're going to send me a tip, send them one first over to the fundraiser for the Hernandez family. All of the money is going to go to their legal fees. They are in debt around $20,000. As you can see, the goal has been set to $19,665. They're taking into account the $500 that was already raised and was given to Steve. If we get this up to $5,000, the panelists you see here will make hilarious videos destroying things with garden tools. We can't say chainsaws at this point because none of us are allowed to use a chainsaw.
The husbands have said no.
Our husbands vetoed that idea.
But have we thought about turkey carvers? Because I have a way around this.
A turkey carver might do it. You should have seen my husband going through the tool shed. He's like, will this work? Could you just use this? Pulling out random things. He's like, really? You're not allowed to touch the
So what are we
chainsaw.
going to do though, Megan? Are we going to give like self-help talk during our video the way Eller did? Or are we like, what's the vibe?
I don't know. We're going to have to discuss this at greater lengths. But the reason why for the chainsaw video is because one of the DCF workers here who was in charge of taking the children away from the Hernandez family, well, besides wearing a giant crazy bow in her head that made her look like Nellie Olson, she also had a mental breakdown on social media with a chainsaw, destroying some of her husband's things that he made, like shelves and things, the shelves that she kept her family photos on. And they thought it was a good idea to let this woman go back to work. So, yeah, thanks, DCF, for that. But, I have a picture of her. I don't know why I didn't bring that up. Oh, you remember Nellie Olson on the stand? Because that was, wow. We got to find those that big. It's going to be difficult.
Yep.
It's going to be tough. Going to be rough.
Goodness.
Yeah.
All this and the remaking Little House on the Prairie. I mean, if these aren't signs we're in the end time, I don't know. There will never be another Nellie Olson.
Well, that's not true because we already met her. What are you talking about?
She likes to take children away.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, we are going to start today off with there's an evidentiary motion that is going to be heard. And we are going to watch that. Jen, what was this about? Was this about the parental fitness thing?
Yes. And I'm so excited because I've not heard it. So I'm really excited. But yeah, it's supposed to be about parental fitness. And remember, Jeb's favorite part is coming up, I think, at the end of this, where the judge is like, what is this witness going to testify to? And Catherine Bernard says, we call Tony Schulz. Like, we're just calling it. And I'm not going to tell you what he's going to testify to.
Oh, boy.
I do know that Tony's testimony is so long. And as he told you in an email, Megan, like, get ready for the objections. It's apparently quite a lot. So I think we're going to get angry a lot, personally.
Yeah, Tony gave me the heads up and said that we need an objection counter for his testimony. So I will add that to the scrolling banner. Guys, I did put the bingo link in the chat. Where the heck did it go? I thought I put it there. Uh-oh. I guess I didn't finish doing what I was doing. Okay. Bingo link is here. Oh, shoot. Now I have to do it again. So frustrating.
Is this like if we were to take a shot every 10 objections, we would still get hammered?
That's my understanding. My understanding, it was a lot that ye really wanted to shut Tony down.
Damn.
He told me that we could put several squares of 10 objections on the bingo card and that would be sufficient. It was that many. There were a lot of objections. So
I'm gonna get my
see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my counter ready.
And we may be, I hope we get to start that today, but Tony is going to be with us on Thursday. And we believe we will still be in his testimony because it is so long. So we're going to start it today if we can. And if this doesn't take us forever to get through this. Otherwise, Tony will be with us on Thursday. And I'm excited about that. All right. You guys ready? Did we hit 15 minutes of obligatory bullshit? Not yet. Oh, we didn't. And guess what? I have more obligatory bullshit to share with you. Hold on. You know what I did this weekend? Wow. So let me show you what I did this weekend. So you guys remember this garden spot of mine where I was like, okay, this is a problem. I need to fix this. I planted a bunch of stuff, but I fixed, and this is where the hill runs off and all the dirt in the water comes down and gets on my porch. So it's annoying. I finished it. Check it out.
It's cute.
Isn't it adorable?
Oh, it looks so good.
Doesn't it look good? I moved all of those rocks. Well, I didn't move them. My husband drove them up, and then I had to place them all. So I did have to lift rocks.
So good.
It looks really
I love
peaceful.
that.
Isn't it nice? But of course, JKD, of course, had to now make me feel like, oh crap, I need to do more. Because JKD on the local, this is posted on Locals, by the way. Why can't I get?
You need fairy
Locals.
lights in there.
I do have lots of lights. I have garden lights in there at night. It lights up like crazy. It's cool. I have those little jar lights, like the what are the mason jars, but they're solar and they're hanging everywhere and they look really cool at nighttime. But why did I get logged out?
Your
of
husband
Locals?
lets you decorate outside. He won't let me decorate. To be fair, the presidential middle finger garden gnomes that I was going to make a little council of American sarcasm in my front yard, he was not a fan. I thought it would be hilarious.
JKD made me feel really bad when he was like, what would be great? What would be great is if you put a retention pond in so the water could just run into the pond. And I'm like,
would be
oh my God, why didn't I think of this? In Illinois, when we lived there, we had a koi pond and it was so awesome. I'm actually going to run this idea past Mr. Fox. But if I were to do it, I would actually make it wind all the way around, like do a, like following the garden, and probably coming.
You could have Grok imagine it for you.
But I mean, that is actually a great idea because we can't do anything with that space because it won't grow anything and it just collects water. So duh.
That would be
perfect.
genius.
I know, but thanks a lot, JKD, for giving me now an entire
new
project
goal.
that's going to take me
I
3
like
more
the moat
years.
idea,
A
Megan.
moat. I think I should put a moat in.
I like a moat.
agree. Yes,
Yes.
like
I
a
like
moat. Well, because you want the koi fish to be able to swim somewhere. You got to go somewhere, like not just in circles. Like you got to be places to go.
Like do laps.
Exactly. So, maybe we can make it wind around the whole back. I mean, that would be amazing. So anyway, thanks JKD for making me feel like, oh crap, I'm not done. But I did think I was done. My back does not hurt as bad as I thought it was going to this morning.
That's good.
That's the good news. That's the good news. I am not as crippled as I thought. God, I don't know what it is about getting old, but getting up off the couch these days, I just cannot believe how I limp. Like I'm limping for a few seconds until it like kicks in, Like what is going on? Why is it like
needs
that?
to wake up.
Okay. That's okay. Ryan Hall kept, like my hillbilly like excitement because again, my name gets, our town gets called. But then I'm also like, okay, this is the worst time I can barely move. Like I'm like, y'all go to the basement. I'll holler out if something's coming.
Yeah, I heard there was some severe weather by you. How'd that go? Everything okay?
I am on like 3 hours of sleep. I'm pretty sure that near 1 o'clock, I thought Ryan Hall might have been talking to me. And that's when I just fell asleep because I was like, at this point, I'm just, it is what it is.
Oh, Jennifer's got her blankie. She's got this
getting a little
blankie.
chilly.
It is chilly today. It's chilly. I had to close the windows in my room and I don't normally do that. It's normally, it has a nice breeze here, but good Lord, it's raining and it's chilly. I had to put on sweatpants and socks.
It was really warm. I was doing yard work earlier this morning. I came in and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to change. I'm so hot. But now I'm sitting doing nothing.
All right, well, get comfy because it's time. It's time. I hope everybody looks very softy, says Hey Joe. Yes, it's a very softy blankie she's got there. Get your softies, chat. Get your softies. Get your popcorn or your coffee or your tea or whatever, because here we go. Oh, I can't wait for this.
I think we need to take up the issue that was previously raised regarding state's motion to exclude. All right, Ms. Sheedy, you wish to be heard on that, or Ms. Bernard, how do you wish to do it? I see you filed a response.
I did, Your Honor, although I've got to say, we did, diligently look for any authority on the subject. But frankly, I have not been able to find a single example of any authority on the idea that the question of parental fitness would not be relevant in a case.
How about would be relevant?
I have not been able to find a single case on that, Your Honor.
Okay. So you have no authority then?
The statute, I think the statute is authoritative, as well as the fact that relevant
That's not
evidence
good.
to the central defense of the client is always available, and that.
Well, we're not talking about the defendants individually as to what they can testify. I'm talking about witnesses testifying as to what I'm understanding are generally parental fitness issues.
Right, that is the defense of the case, Your Honor.
Okay. And that is not a legal defense to the charges.
Okay, I'm an idiot. It wasn't JKD, it was Jameson. Jameson, thank you so much for the pond idea. And Jameson, by the way, wanted you guys to know that he sent over 50 to the Give Send Go and kicked it off for them. Thank you so much.
That's so
We
exciting.
appreciate that.
I
And it's
do,
already up
thank
to
you.
100. Jameson
Hell
sent
yeah.
50
That's
and
awesome.
said, for the little ones we pay so you don't have to. And Diane sent 50 and said, God bless this family. You guys, I really appreciate that.
you.
Thank you so much. And I know the family appreciates it too. They should not have to live in debt forever because the state of Georgia got it so wrong, and did this family so badly. They did them so dirty. I'm a little concerned here for Catherine that she didn't find any legal authority. That's what he's going to use to say, well, too bad. It's up to me then. I have, wide jurisdiction over it to say whatever I want.
But like how is parental fitness not like the crux of the case? And how is that not a legal defense? To like your
no
the
idea.
whole
I
question
mean, yes
is
and
your
no,
fitness as
because
a
I could see how we all know parents that you are pretty sure that their parents went overboard, but they acted normal in public. So the public persona could be easily fake. So I understand character evidence by itself shouldn't be a defense, but I think in a case like this where abuse is patterned, it's cyclical, it's been researched that these are things there would have been a pattern to notice. These things don't generally just spark up. So you would think that there would be people that were saying, with the first child, there was something. Then with the second child, it was really noticeable. If the state is able to use people calling or finding things, then you would think that the defense could use, witnesses
the
finding
state
things.
would have called these
or not.
these people that they're about to call. The state would have called them if they had given a bad report. Like if they would have said,
Yeah,
"Hey,
that's
Matt Hernandez is constantly, got a bad attitude. He's scaring some of the staff at our center." I mean,
Right.
anything negative, they would have called and the judge
would have
wouldn't
used it.
questioned it. So
No.
it's just frustrating.
They should absolutely, I could see not calling friends and neighbors, okay?
Mhm.
But not allowing the testimony of DFS workers
Right.
who would, like you said, who would give negative testimony if there were some to give. That to me seems really weighted against the family. That's not
And
fair.
the DCF, giving opinions good or bad would be in the function of their work. So I don't understand how you can exclude good reports, but get in any social workers that would have negative reports. It
And I
doesn't
know
make
this
sense
is
to me.
court of law, but me as just like a normal person, just a lay person, just a mom, a wife, it's so irritating that ye would go to this extent. If you believe in your case and you want the jury to hear everything, but that's not what she wants. She doesn't believe in the case. She's not looking
Obviously.
for a fair trial. She's
Obviously
looking
not.
just to put these people in prison. She's looking for a win, and you
A
can
win.
see that in this.
Mhm.
And
At
that's
any
so
cost.
infuriating. Yeah, at
And,
any cost.
and it's not it's not for the child, because I could understand being incredibly zealous if it was for Emma. If she said, okay, we're going to get the daycare workers in here, they must have seen something.
Exactly.
We're going to get everyone in here because if she deep down didn't trust these parents, then I might have found her misguided, but I could definitely understand her being so obstreperous. But it doesn't
That's not the
seem they were
case.
so lazy on every other thing that it's really irritating that when it's, exculpatory material, that's the thing they're fighting hardest to keep out. It's just irritating.
It shows their true colors.
It is irritating. Just so you know, we have done 15 minutes of obligatory bullshit. That has been called on the bingo card, so you can cross that off. And other than that, I think that's where we're at. Just one person's opinion. Thanks for the 10. Oh, wow. Afternoon content. Here's some breadsticks for your unknown other content that others refuse to acknowledge. Thank you. Yes, I am often being accused of only doing one type of coverage, but we do cover other things here. We do it regularly. Mel Klump, thanks for being a member for 26 whole months. Huge thank you to Jennifer. You are amazing. Flux, I like you peeking around the corner. That was funny. Can you do that again? There you go.
That's cute.
Flux peeking around the super tips. Nick Starro in the chat says, sorry for not being there. I am in research mode at the moment. Oh, I know, Nick. I know. I saw when
Nick,
you were
we
researching.
miss you.
You have my full support, but we do miss you. We do.
Mm-hmm.
We do. And we miss our angry Swede. It's a lot of fun to have him here. We hope he comes back soon.
And Your Honor,
We agree with that.
we would disagree with that characterization, and in the event that the court does find so, we would ask
Wait,
the court to
what characterization? I missed something. Wait.
as well as the fact that relevant evidence, we have not been able to find a single case on that, Your Honor.
Okay. So you have no authority then?
The statute, I think the statute is authoritative, as well as the fact that relevant evidence to the central defense of the client is always available, and that.
Well, we're not talking about the defendants individually as to what they can testify. I'm talking about witnesses testifying as to what I'm understanding are generally parental fitness issues.
Right, that is the defense of the case, Your Honor.
Okay? And that is not a legal defense to the charges.
And Your Honor,
Are we in agreement with that?
we would disagree with that characterization,
Okay.
and in the event that the court does find so, we would ask the court to characterize what it does believe the legally admissible defense is for these defendants.
Something that negates the criminal intent.
Right, and we believe that parental fitness in a case where the
Yeah.
evidence is the diagnosis of doctors, that is the only thing by which the jury will be able to make a determination of whether or not these injuries were inflicted upon Emma Hernandez intentionally by her parents or not.
We don't have doctors who said it's genetic or vitamin D deficiency or high.
He's getting it.
Dimer. We don't have.
He's getting it. The judge is getting it. He definitely just laid out why there's he should have just dismissed the case.
You're right.
Why there's reasonable doubt. He's just like, what you don't have other doctors to say it's underlying genetic? It's not
About
the
vitamin D
dimer.
deficiency.
It's the vitamin D deficiency. Like, oh my God, Judge.
Yeah, that's.
Wow.
But again, the DCF, I know he doesn't want it brought up in court, but they assessed based on their observations, which they have failed to bring anyone to explain, or maybe I missed that day, what exactly those criteria for taking her immediately from the possession of her parents
no,
was.
They didn't.
No, you
didn't
didn't
miss that. You didn't miss that. There wasn't.
We're all
one.
still waiting.
So
We're still
why
waiting
is
for
it
that explanation?
that
Remember,
the
no
proof
one
that they are
investigated it.
So the proof that they are objectively good parents isn't a defense to the fact that they possibly abuse their child? I mean, I didn't pass trigonometry, but I don't think that maths.
Yeah.
I didn't even take trigonometry.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I
fails
squeaked in
trigonometry is
there
better
and
than
they
you.
should have redshirted. They should have left this child behind.
Redshirted.
That evidence.
I mean, we have
It's not
some
the only
evidence,
evidence.
Robert, but nobody's ever come to a diagnosis, and thank goodness, Emma Hernandez is not going to be a little girl who has, serious problems her whole life.
Okay, well,
She did have some stuff going
that's a
on
different,
early in life.
that's a different issue in the discussion. What we're talking about is you're asking the court to allow individuals to come forward and testify as to what they have observed with the parents, which I just summarized by saying it sounds like it's issues relating to parental fitness that would be more appropriate to juvenile court proceedings, not as it relates to criminal conduct for which now been indicted.
Wait,
And Your
Megan,
Honor, with
pause.
respect, I'm not sure I understand the distinction of.
Aren't some of the witnesses like the daycare providers who are in fact mandatory or mandated reporters? So the fact that they had nothing to report is not evidence?
Yeah, can you believe that?
But they did report. That's the thing. They reported all while she was in foster care. And it did go to a juvenile court, but it's just a judge. There was no jury there. So for him to be like, oh, this belongs in the juvenile court. Well, it's this court that's deciding their fate, sir. That's why we're here. Just the
Good
fact that
Lord.
he argues it is so sad to me.
Anna Strand says, I'm late, but I got to talk to my son. He's deployed in the Strait of Hormuz, doing okay. Hey, I'm really glad to hear that he's doing okay. While he's there, ask him to check on the gays of Hormuz. Everybody is always upset about the Straits of Hormuz, but nobody ever checks on the gays.
In the holy month of June? How dare they?
Wait, Flux,
Flux?
we need your blessing. We forgot.
What? Oh shit. Okay. Hold on one second.
We have
Let
to
me
bless the
grab it.
stream. We have to bless the stream with the gay glitter, or we can be accused of, being homophobic.
All right. Everyone come listen. Everyone hear me now. We're going to bless this stream with the power of wow. Fuck you.
Okay. That might have been your best one yet.
Best
That was
one
it.
ever.
All right. Thank you for that super gay blessing. I appreciate that. It feels good. And Anna, again, prayers up for
Megan,
your
I
son
need
for
the
real.
gays of Hormuz t-shirt like yesterday.
I need that too. Everybody's always concerned about the Straits of Hormuz, but nobody cares about the gays. Why is it always the Straits of Hormuz?
That's by saying it sounds like it's issues relating to parental fitness that would be more appropriate to juvenile court proceedings, not as it relates to criminal conduct for which now been indicted.
And Your Honor, with respect, I'm not sure I understand the distinction of the
I don't
relevance
either.
here, because the fact that all of
They
this
didn't. Wait a
information
minute.
was-
Hold on. The juvenile court accused them of the same thing.
Yes, but that was a juvenile court, Megan. We're medium smart. It's a different word.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. They did the same thing in juvenile court, and they were allowed to bring it in there. So why on earth wouldn't they be allowed to bring it in the criminal court? This guy is off of
They
his
didn't
gourd.
have
What a
the
dick.
gay
I'm calling it.
blessing.
I'm calling it. What a dick. What a dick, Judge Dickinson. You should be ashamed of yourself. What
Yes.
a dick
Aptly
he's been
named.
called.
You could have, been the exception to the rule with the name imitates the person.
But you weren't.
No.
Also, just because I'm feeling particularly upset with him, I'm calling bad hair on him. I hate his hair today. I think it looks terrible. Bad
Very
hair.
greasy.
Very bad hair, sir.
presented in juvenile court provides the court with additional indicia of reliability as to its contents.
It's a different issue. It's a different issue.
Well,
It's totally different. It's a totally different court's procedures, different. The juvenile court is looking at various issues relating to parental fitness and the welfare of the child. This court is presiding over criminal accusations through way of indictment as to acts of the defendant.
correct, they are criminal acts of the
On the
defendant
child.
that they attack their child, which would be a parentally unfit act.
Yeah, I would say that would fall into the parentally unfit acts. Attacking your child. Yeah, that tracks.
Hear from the state.
Judge, if I may, before the state goes, I just want to say.
Oh! Did you see his face? Did you catch that facial expression? Oh, God forbid that the other attorney would like a moment.
Hear from the state.
Well, he was probably thinking the mouthy one stopped talking. Okay, thank God.
Watch his face.
Judge, if I may, before the state goes, I just want to say.
Wow. That
Wow.
I guess I
That
have
is
to
the
talk.
face of an unbiased, impartial judge right there.
Yes.
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 Mhm.
Somebody needs to send him
Totally.
back to the judge school, the
He
judgy
needs
school
a
where they teach you how
Snickers.
to be fair.
You know, again, not to bring up the whole gay thing, but that was a gay man's head toss. Okay.
That was very Lindsey Graham of him.
It
Yeah,
was a
look
little.
at that head toss.
It was a little. Let's.
Oh my
let's see
God,
that
the
again.
Mesner rubbed off.
Gosh, maybe him and Messner are socializing. You know, you never know. They might belong to the same clubs, if you know what I mean.
Well, didn't he say they train judges or something?
Oh my God, he did. Do they train them in the bathhouses? Is that how it works? There's a training in the
he probably
bathhouse.
makes a very lovely young Janet Reno.
Good
Oh Lord.
I didn't mean to overlook you.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
and now
of
he
course, I
feels
didn't-
bad about it. Now he feels bad.
Did you see that smile?
Yeah, that smile was so weird.
That smile was like,
insert smile here.
yeah, he's like, oh, should smile.
Should smile.
I didn't mean to overlook you.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
I like him because it looks like it physically hurts him to smile. So I kind of feel seen.
That was like the most that's like a 5th grader getting a school award.
All right, we have to slow that down. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to go a little slower on that. And I will turn the sound off so we don't have to listen to the. Check out this smile. I like how it settles back in. How it settles right back into the perma frown. Watch. And we're done.
And we're done. His animatronic would be really easy to make, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Oh, this man, sir, you need smile therapy. You know what we need to do? We need to send him to the yoga class where it's all laughing. That's all they do is just laugh and laugh and laugh until they're all hysterical and can't stop laughing. That's what this man needs. He needs laugh therapy. Oh yeah, it's called laugh yoga, I think.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be really good for you, you know, because laughter
Yeah.
it releases
It's
endorphins.
medicine. Yeah.
And if you laugh long enough and like you're in a silly enough situation, you'll start laughing like and can't stop. And that's what they're going for. That's what this man needs. We need to take up a donation to send him to a laugh yoga class, and maybe
Yeah,
it would help him.
I feel like we're watching a baby. Someone in the comments, but that was gas. That was not a real smile.
Smile or gas. All right, let's try again. Smile or gas.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, gross. I didn't-
That's gas.
Gas. That's gas.
You know what else releases endorphins? Is JKD cake.
True.
Oh, Flux Pet's cat. Flux Pet's cat has been called.
Yep.
That is that your
She
new
wants a little
kitten? The
cuddles.
kitten that used to want to kill you?
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't
She's
it
gotten so
amazing?
much better.
Oh, she's gotten
Mhm.
amazing. She's so sweet
Yeah.
now. Although
Oh,
she
yeah,
does
she-
occasionally attack you. I'm
Yes. From time to time, but she mostly just wants loves and cuddles now.
Oh, so sweet. Because she was really not having it at first.
yeah.
She was like the feral cat locked in a room for a while by herself.
Yep. Yep. She had to kind of relax a little bit.
SF, thanks for the 10, says the BS over this. You had a juror already admit she had doubts because they didn't offer anyone to say they were good parents. If they're going to hold that from the jury, they should have to tell the jury why. Oh, I agree.
Mhm.
They should have to tell the jury why.
Because, I mean, think you're a layperson. What are you looking for from the defense? You're obviously looking for people
they'll think they're
to come in.
good.
Yeah, for people to come in. I mean, you expect maybe a couple family members, but daycare
How about
workers.
people who witness them with their children? People who've been there since the beginning, since, hey, I've known them since they had their babies. I have never seen them even raise their voice towards one of their children.
That's what was
relevant.
scary for Matt and Tuckey. It's not like you just want to pay more witnesses to be here. They had to pay thousands of dollars for these people to testify in this trial. They had to pay thousands of dollars for them to be there. So it's not like they just wanted them there to spend the extra money. They wanted their side of the story told to the people who had their lives in the palm of their hand.
This is horrible. This is terrible.
Yeah.
My God. It's just horrible.
Response to, I got the dog in the mouth.
Yes, sir.
Steve's handing him a ransom note. It's like, if you don't,
I was thinking, Steve,
rule in our favor, I'm going to meet you out back afterwards.
You saw him hand over the paper as Miss Chow was saying, like, we don't have any authority, and then Steve hands her a paper. I'm like, here's the authority.
That would be nice.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm curious. What is it? I feel like I thought it might be a threatening letter, but that would be really illegal. So I doubt he would do something like that. But it would be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny.
One case, it was a federal case.
Oh, he found a federal case.
It's paragraph 10 at the very bottom of paragraph 10 in my response. It was a U.S. Court of Appeals, Fifth Circuit, held that the defendant convicted of having sexual contact with a minor properly introduced character evidence from his wife indicating the couple had a normal sexual relationship, from a social worker indicating he was a good parent, and from his daughter indicating he had a good reputation for sexual morality and decency in the community. And that's the U.S. versus John case. It's 309 Federal 3rd 298. It's a Fifth Circuit.
The judge is like, I don't care. It's federal. What do I care?
He's going to say, this is federal court. This is state court. There's different.
Yeah, we don't care what they do in federal court. Your clients are screwed. Just, a ransom note would have been better. Be like, we've got your golf clubs and we're not giving them back until you rule correctly.
Yeah, but your mom's going to be so pissed if you go through all her People magazines to cut out the letters. Don't ask how I know that. I'm just saying.
2002 case.
Look at his face. He's so unimpressed.
For as much as regards to what Dr. Messner testified to during his testimony when he was on the stand. And I put in here, Judge, it's paragraph 7. I basically just say Dr. Messner, the state's key witness, clearly testified that he does not know who committed this alleged act of child abuse on the stand. Dr. Messner further testified that Emma Hernandez was injured while in the primary custody and primary caregiver of defendant Willard Hernandez, suggesting that she is not a good mother and thereby opening the door to defendant Willard Hernandez's character in this matter by inferring that the alleged victim, Emma Hernandez, was injured while in the care of her mother. Dr. Messner also further suggested that defendant Willard Hernandez had the opportunity to commit the alleged crimes in the indictment because she was the primary, physical custodian. Defendant sets forth she is not an opportunist to commit such an alleged act of violence. And any character evidence at this point would also go to opportunity, which is part of the defense of the case that was raised by us as well and raised in the case in chief. Dr. Messner also stated that he has not received a reasonable explanation as to the alleged injuries from the defendant regarding Emma's injuries. Defendant's character has already been placed in the issue of this matter by the state. Thank you.
Good job, Steve.
Your Honor, charging the defendants with cruelty in the first and aggravated battery does not place the defendant's character at issue. In determining whether a person's trait is an essential element of the crime, the relevant question is what proof or failure of proof of the character trait by itself actually satisfy an element of the charge, claim, or defense. If not, then character is not essential, and evidence should be limited to opinion or reputation. And that's United States v. Covington. It's a 2023 case out of Virginia, citing United States v. Kaiser. That's 57F.3D847. Your Honor, there's additional case law that says, as we have stated, evidence of good conduct is not admissible to negate criminal intent. And that's United States v. Murphy. That's an 11th Circuit case from 2024, citing United States v. Camejo, Canejo, 929F.2D610. And even when character evidence is admissible, for instance, to prove a pertinent trait such as honesty in a fraud case, that evidence cannot consist of specific instances of past conduct unless the trait itself is an essential element of the charge. And that's citing Ahmed. Your Honor, the defense in this case has primarily been that this is genetics.
Your Honor, I would dispute that. She is mischaracterizing the breadth and scope of our defense as
Yeah,
well
you
as
haven't
the
even heard it
fundamental
yet.
truth-seeking purpose of a trial.
Well, not surprising you don't agree, so you may.
How can she say the majority of their defense? They've only called 2 witnesses so far.
Yeah. Yes.
And how many of these people were character witnesses? How many witnesses, Jen, were there?
None so
who were
far,
gonna-
but we will hear. They
No, I
call on-
mean, who did they want to call that they're trying to keep out right now?
they wanted to keep Tony out. I don't know if they tried to keep me out. I don't remember. They tried to keep Tony out. They wanted to keep Maureen out, who was the therapist. Every transporter.
And
Casa.
how many transporters were there?
It's going to be like 3. It's going to be like
Okay, so we're
5
up to
witnesses
5.
total. Yeah.
We're up to 5 witnesses. So how dare they say the majority of their defense is genetics?
Genetics.
When they don't even know. We're only 2 witnesses in. This is so freaking frustrating.
And
I
like
think
many
it's funny that
syndromes,
Catherine objected to her. It's like, this is like a weird place to object, like, you know, like in the middle of an argument, and Catherine like interrupted her. Which I
Yeah,
think
she
is
did it
great.
anyways. Good for her, because you know what? Yee
Yeah.
would have done it to her.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that Yee would have done it to her.
Continue.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor. Nothing about what the defendant the defense have been charged with is stating that these are unfit parents. Parental fitness, and I think that's the problem that we've been having with finding case law on it, is because parental fitness is a defects matter over in juvenile court. How these parents are evaluated in defects is completely separate and apart from the crime that they are alleged to have committed here in superior court. We're not saying that they are terrible people that are always violent, that are
Yeah,
Oh my
objection was
God.
called. But yeah, we're not saying that they're terrible people who are always violent. So are you saying it was an accident? Because if they were violent even one time, then they're terrible people. Sorry.
Would she have said that in front of the jury? If the jury was in that room right now, would she have just made that statement?
Probably that would have been really stupid to say in front of the
I
the
agree.
jury.
I agree.
We're
But
not
there-
saying that they're terrible people who are always violent. Well, then why are we here?
if the fact patterns, I couldn't believe that she could even say that, because they're alleging that Matt and Tuckey not only abused little Emma, but while she was in care, they snuck in and abused her again.
It sounds like terrible people. That is a
How could
terrible
you say
person.
that's not a terrible person? I am so.
I'm calling
like,
for fuck's sake.
This
For
is when I
fuck's
was trying to
sake.
teach my daughter Common Core math, and I'm like, I don't understand what they're doing. This is the answer, but even I don't understand how we get it now.
They are terrible people. If they did these injuries to Emma, that would make them terrible people.
That would
Because
make
we've
them
already
terrible
said
people.
It's more than one time. They've already said there are various stages of healing. So if someone did abuse Emma, it was more than one time.
Multiple times.
So
Yeah,
that would make them terrible.
I'm calling for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake.
are always abusive. We're saying that they committed this act to this child that caused
This
lip
act?
fractures.
No. There were multiple acts
at different times.
Yeah, and you can't even tell us what the act was.
Nope.
You don't even know. Oh my God, I hate
fracture and foot fracture like
Oh.
that.
is Megan hates prosecutor on the hold on. Something is on here about hating the prosecutor. What is it? We all hate the prosecutor. I don't know. I'll find it.
What is with her posture?
So the parental fitness is
She does this every time.
to this
You know
case.
what it is? She is, I'll tell you why she stands like this, because she does most of her arguing by reading her notes. And she can't see her notes unless she's hunched over looking at that laptop. See the laptop? She has to read it. So she just stays in a half crouched position so she can read the laptop. She's not a very
in her brain. Nothing's
She's not
up
a
here.
good trial attorney. She can't argue without it being fed to her. Like that's why she needs
Caroline,
like notes.
it's time to give up. It's time to find a new job.
Yeah. She's not great at this. Maybe it's not too late for her to go back to doctorology school and make her mother proud.
Yes. I was going to say she could go into like mediation or something. That way she doesn't waste her degree.
That's true. She could.
Yeah.
Or
But I don't think
really,
she's-
really
not
upset
really
your
good.
mom and go be a chiropractor.
Yeah, if you hate your mother, then go do that instead. Yeah.
It is improper character evidence, and the state would ask that it be excluded from testimony.
Oh, we all hate prosecutor. I'm calling it. We
Yes.
all hate prosecutor. I know that that's true. And I'm just calling it.
Your Honor, if I could draw the court's attention to a couple of the statutory citations in the response that we filed to the state's motions in limine. I would.
It says motions in lemonade. Look at the caption. I love it. Yes.
Finally.
Motions in
It's for
lemonade.
real.
I want some motions in lemonade, please. Can I
Oh
have
my
some
gosh.
motions in
Mhm.
lemonade? That sounds great. That's a
We
great
need to-
name for a channel.
I know.
I would
we
like
need
some
to-
vodka and lemonade.
I know. We could make our own Law 2 beverage company. Motions and lemonade.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Motions and lemonade. Oh, it's fantastic. I love the caption.
Like the circumstances, which we have multiple witnesses from DFACS and CASA who are placed on our witness list.
Oh, and by
that
the
we
way,
are intending to call.
I have been reliably informed by a former attorney, a very vaunted, now retired attorney, that the way to say motions that we have all said, it's not, it's motions. Motions. Yes, motions. Motions.
So
motions.
like more like European inflections.
Hey, Joe gets it. The motions.
I feel like that's a slow pitch and God's telling me to be a good person.
Well, that's how people from Illinois and Florida say it, I guess, when they're pretending to be
Indiana, I
Californian.
have not heard one person from Illinois say motion.
They don't. It's a put on. It's a put on affectation that I just love making fun of. It's the motion.
In the ordinary course of affairs in a case like this, those would be the people called by the prosecution. The prosecution would be calling the CASA worker. The prosecution would be calling the foster
Yes.
parents. The prosecution would be calling these individuals.
Yep.
Because the only basis for considering Emma Hernandez
Correct.
dependent was the injury that is alleged to have been inflicted upon her by her parents. There is no other issue whatsoever that was occurring in the juvenile court other than the same one that forms the basis for the criminal charges against them. There is nothing different about them whatsoever. So there may be situations in which parental fitness is more broad in a particular DFACS investigation or juvenile court investigation than it is in a criminal court investigation. The circumstances of the case here are clear. The precise acts that were alleged as the basis for the dependency in the DFACS juvenile proceeding are the precise acts that are being alleged as crime in this case. The only defense available to the parents is the truth, which is that they don't know exactly what went on. That's why they took their child to the doctor to find out what went on. And so they are taking on a significant portion of the burden of proof through both the juvenile proceedings as well as these criminal proceedings in bringing witnesses before the court on this subject. And so as we noted in our response, there are some basic constitutional rights at play here. The Sixth Amendment permits defendants to call witnesses in their defense. The Georgia Constitution specifically contemplates that individuals have the right to defend their cause in court and to have the assistance of.
Yes, ma'am, but it has to be relevant. The
How is it
defendants have
not
every right to
relevant?
Call witnesses.
Oh my
But their
God.
testimony has to be relevant.
Exactly.
And I'm
It is
not
relevant.
finding at this time issues related to parental fitness are
Oh
relevant
my God.
as it relates
Poor
to these
Matt and
criminal
Tuckey in
charges.
this
They're very
moment.
relevant in juvenile court. Caseworkers,
Yeah,
CASA,
and the
all
juvenile
of
case,
them deal with that.
I wish she had brought up the juvenile case has been dropped.
Yeah.
So it
This
was
is
relevant to.
Well, and remember, it wasn't really dropped. It was closed. And I don't know if viewers remember why it was closed.
No,
It
I
was
don't
closed
remember.
because after 1 full year, they finally argued to get the babies back to Tony and Took. And Danielle Benefield, who was the defects attorney, stood up in court that day and said, Your Honor, if you choose, if the court moves the girls to their aunt and uncle, we want out. Defects.
Oh,
And
right.
she literally said, we are not going to be a piggy bank to this family anymore. So they were so worried about Emma and
What?
Aria's safety. Oh yeah, she said it clear as
A
day. We will
piggy
not
bank?
be a piggy
a
bank,
bit. Ow,
meaning
ow.
we're not going to pay for services for
Oh,
this family
wait a
anymore.
minute. So it
Oh.
would be fine though if they put them in foster care?
Yes. But
Oh my
because
God.
if you move the girls, so the judge moved them and defects said, we're done. So that's how it actually happened.
Wow.
They no longer cared
Wow.
about Emma and Aria. So
That's
what a mess,
insane.
right? Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's insane. That
That's
is
defect for you.
insanity.
Work for this child. And work to try to keep the family together if possible.
No, they didn't.
That's not this case.
Your
This case is what's been charged.
This case charges what was charged in defects and the juvenile proceeding. There is no distinction. There is no distinct fact.
Now, they were not charged with criminal offenses, which are now being addressed by this court.
And Your Honor, I would just.
Had they been, we wouldn't be having a trial.
Your Honor, I believe we would be because precisely the reason that the defects case was terminated was that they had concluded all of the investigation they could and found nothing wrong with these defendants. They found nothing to
Man, that
substantiate.
goes back to parental fitness. I don't know what they found. All I know is that's not the
Don't
role
know
of this
from here.
court. The juvenile
Oh.
court has a specific
Wouldn't you
role.
wouldn't you be interested as a judge what the juvenile court found, even if
I don't know what they found. Well, you could look.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I mean, this is clearly insanity. It's insanity.
Poor Matt and Talkie sitting there, especially Talkie, probably wondering. I mean, she's got a great translator, but what is going on? Like, why can't we put up our witnesses?
What an asshole. I just can't
Well,
even.
and this is the part of the disconnect between the jury and lawyers. Because again, as a jury, as a layperson, you're wanting to hear from witnesses who have seen Matt and Taki as parents, not from
Yeah.
and your witnesses were great, Jennifer. The medical witnesses were really good. But as a layperson, if I don't know anything about courts, I'm expecting to hear from a bunch of people that say these were good. Maybe the nurse from the hospital, I didn't see any concerns.
Right.
That's who I would expect to hear from. And I think the fact that they didn't is going to be confusing to the jury. So I'm glad that they were able to find the right verdict with what they weren't able to hear.
It's going to be so interesting because I don't know how he's going to rule this because we know they get brought in, but he puts set strong parameters around
Right.
what they can and can't
What
say.
they can and can't
But
say.
I think it blows up in his face. I think the jury is like, what the heck? Like, why can't I hear this? Why can't I hear what they have to say?
I'm gonna go ahead and call Judge does something annoying. That definitely that's an understatement, but I'm calling it anyway. Thank you, chat, for the reminder. Let's see what else he does.
Separate apart from the Superior Court. We're here on these charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And the evidence for this charges lies in largely the investigation that was conducted over the past 2 years by agents of the state,
Yeah.
to whom these individuals opened their
The
homes.
fact that they're good parents, okay, and you're offering that as good character, it does not negate the specific intent for which the state has to prove.
Your Honor, it provides the only basis for a defense by which the jury can find that there was not criminal intent.
Mr. You have no authority on this, correct? Let's go back to that.
Your Honor, I have 24-4-404, which specifically provides for the relevant and pertinent character traits of the accused. They are putting their own character into evidence.
They can do that. They can do that. Your clients can testify. I'm not prohibiting that. But 405.
Yeah, you better not.
Where we're talking about specific instances, that's what I'm addressing. And the court this time is not going to allow anyone to come forward and testify as to what the court is characterizing parental fitness, because I don't know all their testimony, in fairness.
Because
So
I
if
don't
there's
know all
something
the
different-
testimony. How is that a legal argument? I'm not allowing them to come forward and testify because I don't know their testimony. What? Why is he entitled to know all the testimony that's about to be brought forward? Is he entitled to know what they're going to say?
This seems shady.
Oh, it seems.
You can, I mean, I guess they are allowed, the other side is allowed to voir dire, for expert witnesses, but I wouldn't think that well, now that I think about in Tanner Horner's case, they were able to do that with the kind of surprise cousin witness that the defense didn't realize was going to be on. They were allowed to kind of question and say, okay, what are you going to say?
This is bizarre. I mean,
The
it's
thing
fine.
is, he has the authority to let them testify, and then ye could object when she saw fit. I mean, that's like, to me, the basis of it. If this man sitting up there genuinely cared about justice and truth, he wouldn't try and keep them out of the courtroom.
I think they're aware how damning it looks, Jennifer. I think you are probably one of the linchpin witnesses because you, of all people, had contact with both Matt and Tuckey and Emma, and you have been doing this for years and years. So I think you were that witness that the jury needed. That was kind of that bridge between professional and personal that can give that kind of insight for both. So I think they were aware how damning it was going to look and wanted to get it out, wanted to get you guys out.
It's like everybody. Like if you think about me, you think about Tony, who knew Matt and Tuckey before the girls were even born. Then you look at transporters, you look at CASA. They're looking at the big picture. Every single one of these people are going to say good things about Matt and Tuckey, and they don't want that.
It is really upsetting.
If there's something of a different issue that we testifying to that may be appropriate, I'm not limiting that. But if we're going to get into just what the investigation was by caretakers, and they saw the parents and they were good parents, they never did anything wrong with the children, or words to that effect, that's not relevant. And the court's not going to allow any witness, such as a psychologist, who may have examined this. We're not going into opinions that someone is a child abuser or someone is not.
Your Honor, we've already gone into that. The state has presented multiple witnesses whose opinions
On
are
medical
that child
testimony,
abusers.
not psychological, but just examining
God.
the parents. We don't go into that unless you have authority for me.
Why don't investigations about child abuse go into the parents' psychology?
Well, I mean, I guess it could. I don't see any reason why it might not. There are plenty of
The jury
times.
shouldn't hear it.
Yeah, I mean, why is that not relevant? Why is the psychology of the parents not relevant?
Well, Jennifer, isn't there a requirement for like parenting class and some evaluations for some parents to get their children back? So wouldn't it be relevant for?
Didn't they make them do that?
Yes, they made them pay for it too.
And so that wasn't relevant. You can't bring that into the criminal trial. What?
I give up.
I'm so confused. This doesn't make it. I wonder what Auntie Sue would have done.
Oh Lord. Well, I mean, she allowed all of it in the Tim's trial. She allowed every single person that was called to testify, and she didn't define the scope that they had. She didn't put any boundaries on anything.
So it just goes to show, I mean, judges have way too much leeway. It's just way too much leeway, because it's not okay for one person in the same county, right, in the same circuit court, to have all their witnesses allowed and another person to have none.
Especially when they would, in theory, be the same witnesses.
if this wasn't Catherine standing there and this wasn't Steve sitting there, you have to wonder how many times this has happened where the attorney's like, okay, sorry
Right.
guys,
And they
sorry,
don't
sorry
fight.
clients. Like Catherine's mad, you can tell. Like she's composed herself very well, but you could hear it in her voice. She is upset. She's now put her hair behind her ears. She's upset. She's got this going on.
She's got the hair. She is one step away from removing her earrings and tying it back.
Yeah,
Like-
This is why I'm saying, like, this is why I'm a fan of buns for trial, because your hair's pulled
You gotta
back
tie it
already.
back.
You're ready to
warrior
go.
mode. Ready to
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
Yep. She's one step away. All right, you can check off hair talk. Hair talk has been called on the bingo card.
It's just
Oh,
so
my
scary if it was
Lord.
another attorney. It just scares me to death to think about if it wasn't them, they would have just
I know they
caved.
very easily could have been found guilty of this. Very easily. And it's
Yes.
crazy because on what evidence?
On
There's
what?
none. There's none.
There's authority.
We have the authority that these are pertinent character traits of the.
Authority. Do you know what authority is, Ms. Bernard?
I do.
Okay, what case?
Holy shit. I'm calling unfucking real. He is being so condescending to her. Do you know what authority is, Miss Bernard?
Oh my gosh.
And this is where my
Wow.
earrings would have come off. I would have been bun, and I would need bail money.
Mo's like, here, all right, the hoops are off.
Bail
The
money.
hoops are off.
I was like, oh, I didn't
Bail
go to an
money.
inner city public school for nothing. Come back public school.
Like, holy shit.
You know what I need on my video, on my clips right now, is that guy flying across the bench at the judge.
Right?
I need
Yeah.
that. I need to put that on I need to download that video. I need to get that. I'm going to work on that. We need that.
Cases do you have?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the Constitution comes first, then the statutes, and then case law
Okay, do
underneath.
you have any case
Now.
law?
Your
Yes.
Honor, I do not, because there is no judge in this state that would prevent the people who
Right.
these people were forced to hire
Right.
to investigate their parental fitness on the basis of these accusations.
There's
would
no
prevent
judge who would
them
do
from
this.
Providing that same information.
Oh,
which is
she put him in a
complete
tough
with
spot right
Yeah.
there.
There's no judge. The
Oh.
reason there's no case law is because no judge on earth
Nobody
would
is
do
that
what you're
stupid.
doing.
No, but my favorite is like,
Holy
do you
shit.
understand,
She is
arguments? And she's like, do you
Authority?
understand the Constitution, mother?
Yeah, she's like, up here, buddy.
Constitution, case law, authority. Okay.
We need that Mortal Kombat fatality.
This got
Fatality.
spicy.
Yes,
Holy
I love it.
cow. This is like, I need a, oh, you know what? This is hammer time.
If you ran your mouth like that in real life to me, I will beat you with a fucking hammer. Motherfucker.
My God.
Holy shit.
Is that
Someone
not a
yelled,
win?
I can't
This isn't a
handle the
win.
truth.
Not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real. I'm telling you.
God bless.
This
For
this is
Catherine, this is like serious for her. I feel like she genuinely believes in justice. Like she
Of
cares about the
This
truth.
is genuinely against the Constitution. Again, think about the founding fathers. You had to pay a government authority to come into the house to investigate you, to possibly take away your children. And now these same witnesses that didn't find any evidence cannot be called because they're bad for the state.
Look at his face. It looks like his arms are crossed. Like
Yeah.
he's just
Wow.
he doesn't like Catherine, man.
unreal. This is just unfucking real. Did I call that already? Unfucking real?
think
Because I
we
should
did.
have. All right.
Shut of reliability, because these are individuals that the state has themselves.
Wait, let's go back there saying, because no judge would do this.
That would prevent, because there is no judge in this state that would prevent the people who these people were forced to hire to investigate their parental fitness on the basis of these accusations, would prevent them from providing that same information.
Ooh, he almost did sex scandal face. Look, he was about to do it.
People were forced to hire to investigate their parental fitness on the basis of these accusations.
Right there. He almost did it. He almost
thought about it.
The face you make when the logic is too real.
That same information, which is replete with indicia of reliability, because these are individuals that the state has themselves hired in order to perform these
Look at him.
functions.
For juvenile court, ma'am.
Yes, Your
For
Honor.
juvenile court. We are not juvenile court. The issue is not the same.
No, the consequences here are far worse.
Yeah, dude.
You're talking about taking people's freedom away. And you
It's
have
like
to give them
talking-
every opportunity to defend themselves. Not less opportunity than you get in fucking juvenile court where you have no goddamn rights. Is he kidding?
I feel like we're talking to a flat earther. I feel like we're talking to a flat earther and we're just not, you can say like spaceships and he's gonna be like, fake.
I have anxiety over the roof.
The state is the one prosecuting our clients, Your Honor. The state has access to all of this information. You've already ordered that it is available to them. You have made the entire purpose of the TFAX investigation available.
He just can't wait for her to stop
He's
talking.
trying to shut her up.
Really. I will allow you to the extent that we need to, if you wish to call a witness, and if it's something different or something you think that should be reconsidered by the court, not the same issue, then I'll let you make a quick proffer. Okay? Because I don't know what your witnesses are specifically. So without knowing that, I want to leave that open to you. Okay?
Certainly, Your Honor, but to the extent that you are seeking to deny our defendants the right to pursue a defense, we
Ma'am.
will ask for a certificate of immediate review for that to go to the court.
Good.
Okay, did not.
Holy
Did you hear him? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go back. She has a right to have this
Leave
appealed.
that open to you. Okay?
Certainly, Your Honor, but to the extent that you are seeking to deny our defendants the right to pursue a defense, we
Ma'am.
will ask for a certificate of immediate review for that to go to the Court of Appeals.
Okay, did not.
He can't deny her the right to go to the appeals court. He can't do that.
What the?
Oh, denied. Denied. I'm going to take this to the appeals court. Denied. What the fuck? The appeals court is above you, judge.
He thinks he's cool, judge, who denied. He thinks he can be that right now from Maya Kowalski, and he can't. No, sir, that is not you.
When is he retiring? Is he retiring soon?
I don't know.
This is a man who needs to be sitting on his porch enjoying his grandchildren, not fucking up people's lives in court. Okay?
Or yelling at squirrels.
Yes, he needs to be yelling at
Right?
squirrels and neighbor children to stay off his goddamn lawn. But he does
Yes.
not deserve to be in this courtroom. This is crazy. Yeah, the chat is rightly concerned for Catherine. Jameson says, "This is how I got a judge mad at me for over 2 years. If she goes before him again, he is going to take it out on the clients." Oh yeah, because he's a real shithead. That's why. He's Judge
Yeah.
Shithead. And he would do that. Emil C., thanks for being a member for 2 months. Here comes the Vaseline. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, my advice to Catherine, says LMP, if you go before this judge again, have your checkbook ready and pack a toothbrush. I fear she's going to get held in contempt.
Listen,
You know
she
what?
gave her keys to Ryan Ralston and told him days before this, the first time that things got heated, and she was ready for it. She literally said, "I may go to jail before this is over."
God.
She was not willing to back down, and thank God she wasn't.
Good.
No,
Good.
and that's
I
what-
can't believe he just denied her request to take it up on an immediate
appellate
appeal.
Yeah, he does. Sir, have you heard of an interlocutory appeal? Now, Daryl Brooks and I learned this together, but that's an appeal that can go directly during a case that will interlock it or stop it. So, yes, she can, in fact, go
can.
to a wholly different court
Maybe he
outside
thinks
your
he's
authority.
the only judge left in Georgia. Maybe he's confused and he thinks he's all that's left.
I've
I
never
mean, who
heard a
knows?
judge be like, denied. I want to, well, judge, I'm going
Yeah.
to take it up to an appeal. Denied. No, that's like literally not your call. Like, it's
Okay.
not, it's the appellate court's call, not yours. Like, what are we doing here, sir?
I am not prohibiting your clients from preventing a defense.
So you say,
You are, Your Honor.
Mr. Moss, I am not.
yes,
And I'm
you
not
are.
denying them.
Pointing.
I'm
2
following the
points.
law. And the law, to me, with authority, tells us we don't go in to parental
Okay, well,
fitness.
let's test that with the appeals
Do
court.
I have the citation on which the court is relying for that, Your Honor?
Yes,
Ooh,
ma'am.
good for her. Yeah, get the
Let
citation.
me just find it.
Let me
Yeah, it
just
should be
find
right
it
on
here.
it.
I don't know where it is. I don't
I
know.
sent it to you previously. I have to get the site. It's the Ahmed case.
That's the federal case, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have any Georgia authority on this?
I have this for you.
Oh my God. All right.
Never get a smart ass ammunition.
Catherine.
fired.
Catherine.
Also, Catherine, we would like to nominate you. Now, this is a Petty Express award, but the St. Bertha's Award of the Smartasses, we salute you.
We're gonna need a little bit of theme music for this. Catherine, you are a damn hero. Collect your medal at the door. We will be here to solidly salute you for this mouthiness to this judge. Use that mouth, girl. And I am calling. Catherine gives good face on the bingo card because I cannot see her face, but I guarantee you,
You know she
that
did
the
one of
face
these.
she just gave the judge was
Yeah.
something to be
She
seen.
charged it last time. We don't have it for Georgia.
Queen Catherine, we nominate you.
I can't wait
the
for a cease and
Sassy
desist
Pants
from the
Award.
judge. Stop
This
making
is
fun
why-
of me.
We need the money to come in for them. We need it to come in because she deserves every freaking penny.
Yes.
Why are you
And-
waving the red flag, Flux? What happened?
Oh, just the whole judge is a red flag.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. We'll
The whole
call it. We'll
judge-
put it on the bingo card. Red flag has been called.
We need to get that nice fella from the little shorts that runs across the field for this judge.
I love that guy.
I know,
with
I
his
love
little
that guy.
flag. I love him.
Goodness.
He said he has the authority when she questioned that.
We have the two cases that have been cited by the state, which the court has read their submission and agrees.
But we have. He is aligning himself with the state. We have the two cases
We.
that the state read and the court agrees. Oh, who's we?
Mm-hmm.
It's the royal we.
The royal we.
57.
The chat is calling Flux out for a lazy salute. They think you could have done it better.
No, okay. So I was about to reply, and it's not a lazy salute. What it is a real salute is reserved for those in the service
True.
and the leaders.
True.
So for those who I want to salute that are not service members, I will do a left-handed backwards salute.
There you
It's
go.
still honorific, but not
Honorific.
You know, as a military salute.
Until
There you
Flux and
go.
I can figure a one, finger salute that's also honorific. Because, like, F you, like, good job. Way to go. You said what we've all wanted to say. We are working on it.
Oh, they accept my response. We're good.
All right, we're good.
856, it's the Ninth Circuit. The court recognizes it's not 11th Circuit. You got the United States versus Covington.
Oh,
And
so
there's
it's not even in
also-
your circuit. So now you're quoting shit that's out of the same circuit. The court realizes it's not in our circuit, but we're gonna use it anyway. He
Almost
would
like
never
that
allow this from her.
Constitution, federal,
Right, no, he
state
wouldn't.
thing that Catherine said was kind of important.
He would never allow that from her.
Outside of our circuit, it still is instructive on that. In the United States versus Ahmed, 73 Federal 4th, and that is an 11th Circuit case.
So just to be clear, there's no Georgia authority on this subject,
It is a federal Georgia case, yes, ma'am.
Federal Georgia case. Okay, that's
But
not
to
the same
your
thing.
point, I do not believe that this has essentially ever been raised from a standpoint that you're trying to tell me that there should be a plethora of case law.
No, Your Honor, there wouldn't be a plethora of case law because these are the cases that would win at the trial court level and not produce the
We'll
law.
have to
Correct.
have that determination upon appeal then, okay?
I don't think we'll need to do that, Your Honor, but just to be clear, could I understand what the court believes the defense of the defendants to be so that I can understand better what you believe you are required to constitutionally allow them to
Ma'am,
present?
I don't make up your defenses or
Wow.
certain defenses on your client's behalf.
Well, you have told
You're-
us that parental fitness is not one.
Well, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard here.
That's
I
what I
got
heard.
motion to eliminate, where the state has given me what they believe is going to be testified to. I heard the opening statement to some degree, in addition to medical evidence or theories.
Why did he only hear
That
it
you
to some
believe
degree?
that the diagnosis is wrong or the state is wrong with the treating physician.
Wordle.
Then basically you have this belief that these other individuals would come in and give relevant evidence to this jury about their parental fitness.
Yes, Your Honor, because
Okay.
that is our defense, that
Okay.
they are fit parents.
Okay.
And
They can testify to that. You just can't bring in third parties with specific instances. Okay? That's what I'm prohibiting.
How dare you try to prove
can't
them
go
to be
into
good
specific
parents?
facts.
So you can go. Wait.
What?
I feel like we need that clip of that guy saying everything that you just said we are now stupider for having listened to.
Yes. Oh my God.
Is he backtracking like to not not is he like now pretending, oh no, I'm gonna allow it?
Now he's saying you can't go into specific acts,
just
but
no
then if she
specifics.
tries to go to, in your opinion, he's going to say they can't opine, they're not an expert. So it's just one of the tacks he's going to use.
This is so crazy. I like literally the craziest thing I've ever heard.
The thing is, they are experts. The real ones, Maureen Bixler is going to be the best one, and she is an expert. She is a therapist. She was ordered to do evaluations and therapy with this family. So she is an expert. Doesn't she get to testify to her expert opinion?
Apparently not. I mean, he's not going to allow it because there's, no statutory authority, apparently. I don't know.
So my understanding, Your Honor, is that we can go into opinion or reputation evidence, but just not specific acts.
That's exactly correct.
Right.
And I don't know what you're going into. I guess it's nonviolence.
I'm saying.
But I'll leave that up to you. I'm not trying to do your defense for you.
No, I understand, Judge. I just one other thing I wanted to
It's
add.
the specific acts that's prohibited. That has been settled. Okay?
With regard to a counselor that we have on our witness list, Maureen Bixler, she's not inclined to go into specific acts, but she is inclined to go into the characteristics and traits of a child abuser generally, not necessarily these defendants in this case, but just generally based on her education, training, experience. She's going to be tendered as an expert. So I believe she could.
What is that noise?
What?
Not specific acts.
Excuse me, what's making that noise? Okay.
Oops, sorry, Judge.
Whoops.
So I think doing that to the court's attention as well in that regard. I believe it says that we get into opinion or reputation evidence, but not necessarily specific acts as it relates to these two defendants. But in general, based on her education, training, and experience, what is the profile of a child abuser?
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of such a thing. Just
Oh, my.
I understand, Judge.
So
This is
I'm here for what's
okay.
I don't see how that's admissible.
What?
That goes to the ultimate issue of whether or not the jurors believe that the defendants have committed the crimes that they've been charged with. I don't see how a counselor is going to sit there saying that she can profile the defendants.
Isn't that her
as
job?
not being this-
We're listening to
So there's
Stephen
an
Messner,
expert
and he
that can
can't even tell us
basically
what the
interview somebody
indirect
and tell you that you're a child abuser or not.
She's going to just give the characteristics based on her
wrong
education,
with this
training, and
man?
experience of a child abuser, not necessarily defendants in this case.
I'd have to hear the proffer. I'd have to hear the proffer.
Okay.
And do you have any authority for that type of witness? I'd want to see the authority
Well,
also.
I just think it's an expert opinion regarding that she could come in as an expert and testify to that.
But everything's not relevant. The first standard is it relevant? So you have to start there, whether it's expert or layperson. Okay?
And Your Honor, we would make a continuing objection that our client's defense is relevant.
But so then, I appreciate it. I accept that. I accept your position. You're advocating for your clients. We disagree.
Well, Your Honor, but what you are doing is saying that I can't advocate for my client
Well,
to the jury.
you told me that several times. I
Well,
understand.
and I just want to be clear for the
I'm
record.
clear.
that is what
I do
you are
not need
doing
it with like
position.
you've done with many of these witnesses. I don't have to have it repeated 4 or 5 times. Okay? I'm clear. I know your position. Okay? There we are. Thank you. Judge?
I was gonna make a motion in limine too, because we have the.
He's like, I'm clear. I
some of
hate
the-
you.
The records in this case contain a statement about.
We're
all
clear
of
on
it,
that,
and we
right?
agreed to redact those records. I think the state's agreed to redact those. Is that my understanding?
We may change our position on that.
Well, I think the state was wanting to redact it because
If you have stipulation, that's fine. If you don't, I'll have to hear it.
I think they were asking that the forensic interview of Aria be kept out. I didn't introduce it, so I have no problem with it.
She's so
And the
stupid.
reason why I'm asking, Joe, if I have to put my client up first, then I might do that. It's not, it's just what I'm saying. I think it's important to on that issue before I put my client up on the side.
But I'll let you address it, see if you work that out with the state. If not, then I'll address any issue that you have.
May we have about 10 minutes then, Judge?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, what do we need to address before we?
I don't believe, we're ready to call Tony Schulz as our next witness, Your Honor.
I do think we have a joint stipulation as far as the Aria forensic interview not being admitted in this case as evidence.
Okay, so court will accept the stipulation.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Now, who is the next witness and what's their subject matter?
Tony Schulz, Your Honor, he's come up numerous times in the state's case as the first foster parent and the uncle of Emma Hernandez.
And what's the relevance of the testimony?
The state brought him up. That's the relevance.
Look, she did it.
Oh,
Well, see what they have to say.
Thank you.
holy shit! Why I gotta say that again? Oh my god! Oh my god! Judge!
What the
Times in the state's case as the first foster parent and the uncle of Emma Hernandez.
And what's the relevance of the testimony?
Your Honor, we're
It's
calling
people like
Tony
him
Schulz
that's-
as our next witness.
Look at the stare down.
Holy
Catherine.
shit.
Oh,
won
Jen said
that
it was one of his favorite parts, and I see why.
She
This
won
man
that
would
one.
be like the Zapruder film. Is it really relevant to how Kennedy died? I mean,
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Oh my
Wowee.
god. Oh my god. I just can't even believe it. I cannot believe this. And
That
the
was
only way
incredible.
to end this segment is with the thing I've been working on here for the last several minutes. Get him! Somebody get him! Yeah! God! This judge!
That
I
dude,
can't
man.
I can't take it anymore. I can't. I just can't take it. Catherine, tie your hair back and fly over the bench.
I just feel like he needs to go watch the Schoolhouse Rock. You know, I'm just a bill, and then the one about the I just
Oh god. Oh my god.
no, not the power cords. We've talked about.
All right,
this.
so I guess we do have like some time to start Tony's testimony. So that's what we're gonna do.
Let's do it.
We are gonna start Tony's testimony. That was epic though. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
We have
I can't even believe what I just saw there. Like I really need man, I really could use Jeff right now. I could use Jeff's assessment of what that judge just did. Jeff,
Wow.
why aren't you here? You need to tell us about this. I've never seen anything like that. That's crazy.
The arms
Yeah.
going back and forth like that is wild to me.
Right?
Totally
So
wild.
He's so disrespectful to her, the way he talks, so condescending to her.
All right, is everybody ready for Tony? Get ready for your objections. Your objection counter. I will be adding the objection counter to the banner. I'll be updating it as
I've
as we
decided
go.
if we get to 50, I'll take a shot.
Oh,
Ooh,
day drinking.
same.
Oh, same. I'll do it too.
I love it. We're all
Yeah.
gonna
And I'm like,
drink.
wait, do I have anywhere to go today? No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Do
I-
it.
Yes. 50 objections is our first shot.
Okay.
I think he said they pick up more as it goes on, which is kind of interesting.
Wait, maybe we should lower it to 20 because we're only going to get the first hour.
Let's do 20 then.
Okay.
20
good idea.
objections. We'll do a shot.
The objection counter is sitting at 0 currently, sitting at 0. We will update it as we go.
Yes.
Updating will happen. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Let's fucking go, people!
Good morning, sir. I need you to remain standing. Raise your right hand to accept your oath. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give this court to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing so help you God? I do. Thank you. Please be seated. Speak directly with the microphone and state your name and spell your last name.
Emil, your objections don't count.
But we wish they did.
You said spell my last name is Schulz.
Objection!
Very far.
She's like, that is not how you spell his last name.
Thank you, Your
There
Honor.
should be a
And
T.
good morning, Mr. Schulz. You've already introduced yourself to the jury, but could you tell them where you live and what you do?
I live here in Norcross, Georgia. I work for the largest specialty insurance brokerage in the state and in IT, supporting our internal teams. I manage
Oh, he's a Brad.
support team for that.
We love a good Brad.
And I'm sorry, just kind of getting settled in. I want to make sure I covered all the information you were looking for.
Absolutely. And when did you get married, Mr. Schulz?
2013.
And how did you meet your wife?
We met online. We were both living here in the Norcross, Duluth area.
And at any so either before or after you got married, did you have occasion to meet any of your wife's family members who are also here in the United States?
Yes, I met her sister, who at the time was living in New York. We took a trip up to New York to visit her and her husband, Matt.
And was that Willa Hernandez known as Tuckey?
Yes,
And do you see her in the courtroom here today?
I do.
Okay. And so when you first met her, she was already married to Matt Hernandez?
That's right. In fact, I think they got married before my wife and I did.
Has anybody given Tony the memo that IT guys are supposed to have a goatee? An IT
I know.
goatee?
It is a bit disconcerting. I feel like we need to give him one.
He gives me more of an accountant vibe than an IT guy, and it's the lack of the goatee. So Tony,
I know.
if
I'm
you're
telling you, the
listening-
state's going to be like, there is no goatee. He's an accountant.
He's an accountant. He's not an IT guy. IT goatee. That's you're missing. That's what you're missing. Speaking of which, how is Brad doing these days? Haven't heard from him in a while. Brad is doing great, Neat. He was just here fixing my computer and Flux's computer just last week. He's amazing.
And he was on with Bacon Bears last week too.
He was on with Bacon Bears for quite a while. So if you want to catch up with Brad, check out Bacon Bears' stream with him because that was on. It was good. I watched it. It was funny. All right.
All right. So you visited them in New York. Was there any point where they moved down here to be closer?
Says I'm on it. Yeah, you need to give him a goatee so we could show him what he looks like in the proper IT requirement.
We are responsible for many glow ups. We took, the little boy from Up and made him a thirst trap. I mean, we could do nothing for the genetic doctor, but really, God had punished him enough.
We tried, but he looked better as an old woman, though.
He did look better.
True. It's true.
To family.
Yeah, they
Tony, don't hate us.
relocated
Please
from
don't come
Atlanta
on
to
Thursday.
New York, and
Hopefully with a
we actually
goatee.
helped with that transition. They lived in my home. We
You
had
have
plenty of
to
extra
sell them on
space. We put them
Etsy
up
if you
for
can't
a while
promo.
until they got their own apartment.
Okay. And I think you said from Atlanta to New York.
Oh, yes. They moved from New York to Atlanta.
Okay. Well, and have you ever testified in court before, Mr. Schulz?
I have, yes.
Okay. Can you? When did your testimony in court begin?
I can refer to my notes and find the exact date, I believe, but it was related to the juvenile case against the parents and the dependency of the children and defects trying to take them away.
Okay. So, do you remember what year it was?
Oh my
that
God,
Matt and
yes.
Tuckey moved down here
JK.
to Georgia?
Yes. Oh my God. This is
Yes.
perfect. Tony, why are you not doing this? This is we've done it again.
They are the push-up bras for men. I don't
know what it is, but this is what all IT guys are required to have. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you're required to have a goatee if you're an IT guy. IT goatee is what it is. It is what it is. Jennifer, have you ever seen Tony with a goatee? Did he have a goatee before?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm just scared to death the chat's going to put a goatee on me when it's my turn. I'm really hoping.
We would never do that.
Yes.
We would never do that to you.
No, I can't think of a time for Tony. I don't know. I don't remember. But it looks good, Tony. It does look good.
It looks so good. See, and this now, if you had said I'm an IT supervisor, I'd be like, I believe it 100%.
Yeah. I expect
buy
you to
it.
have like computer chips and like a modem thing in your bag.
In your pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is it. This is amazing. JK, what a great job. Oh, Tony, you got to start growing the goatee immediately. I want him to show up on Thursday with a goatee shadow. That would be fantastic.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great. He's
Maybe
got time.
Maybe it's too hot in Georgia for facial hair. Is that the deal? Is it just too hot there?
It does get hot. It's true.
That is the
Have to
excuse
ask
I could definitely get that. I could understand that for sure. But yeah.
I love that when he shows up on Thursday, our first question is going to be, why aren't you growing a goatee? Well, here, we have this PowerPoint for you, and we totally think you should grow a goatee.
What,
We'll
if
get your
anything,
testimony in a
have you
minute.
been doing to grow an IT goatee?
Yeah.
What if you work from home and you're your own IT guy? Still need one? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, no one will believe you that you say you're an IT guy. No one believes a IT guy that doesn't have a goatee. Just saying. It just is. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just tell you about them.
I just love that is what my mark on the internet is, the tuft of justice and IT goatee.
Don't recall the year.
But
It's
they live with
amazing
you for a little while.
how much hair matters to this program. You know, all types of hair. We don't discriminate against the types of hair. Hair on your head, hair on your face. It's all the same here. We are very obsessed with it on this program. The goatee is required.
I'd say it was a few months. I know it was at least a few weeks.
Okay. And did they have any children when they moved down here?
Not then, no.
Okay. And now, do you and your wife have any children?
We did not.
Okay. And I think we warned you we were going to be getting into some personal stuff. Was that a deliberate choice that you and your wife made, or?
Yeah. So it had changed through the years. When I first met my wife, I got married at 39, which was a little later than I guess most people. Told her I wasn't necessarily looking to have children. Later on, we got more financial income, and that was really my main concern. Like, if I'm going to have a child, I want to be able to raise them better than I had, and not have a financial struggle just trying to raise kids. Both of our incomes increased over the years, and we changed that to well, if it happens, it happens. We're happy to have a child. And now she's a bit older, and we have our two nieces, and we've decided, well, we've got two young ones in the family already, and at the age we are now, maybe not.
Okay. And so after Matt and Tuckey moved out of your home, did y'all maintain a relationship with them down here in Georgia?
Yeah, absolutely. We would hang out with them a lot. Camping trips or trips to the park, walks to waterfalls, dinners over at our house or their house, shared meals, regular family type stuff.
So would you say you saw Matt and Tuckey frequently?
Yeah, regular basis.
And now, do you remember when Matt and Tuckey had their first daughter?
Yeah, Ari was born January 12th, 2020.
Okay. And was the family excited about this?
Oh, yeah. We went and visited in the hospital when she was in labor. I remember us I can't recall if this was Aria. I'm pretty sure it was Aria. We were on the road already coming from out of town, and late night drive for hours, and stopped at the hospital on the way to see Tuckey.
And were there any concerns that you were aware of with Aria's birth or early development?
No. Well, I wouldn't say a concern with her development. I do recall this was the time of COVID 2020, and Tuckey caught COVID very early in the pandemic before any talk of vaccines, or we really had a good grasp on it. And Aria being so young and not having any idea about this disease yet, really, she quarantined, and my wife and I took care of Aria for a while until both Tuckey and Matt were no longer sick. I don't know that Matt caught it, but they quarantined themselves for a while, so we took care of brand new baby Aria.
And as Aria got older, did y'all maintain the close relationship with your sister-in-law and brother-in-law?
Yeah, I'd say probably increased our contact with them just because more family and more shared time together, especially as the parents got into the third trimester in their second pregnancy. Aria would spend a lot of time over at our house. We would have her spend a night in that third trimester or 2 a week, just to give the parents some room and, enjoy spending time with our niece.
And now, did you ever have any concerns that your niece was being abused?
No.
Okay. And was there ever any DFACS involvement with the family?
Not in that time frame.
Was there ever any criminal involvement with the family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you notice any injurious habits that your brother-in-law or sister-in-law engaged in?
No.
So, when was your second niece born?
She was born March 13th, 2023.
And now, was there any, from what you observed as a close family member, was there anything different about this pregnancy versus your sister-in-law's first pregnancy?
I know when she was born, there was some concern about cystic fibrosis and autoimmune diseases. She was screened for that and flagged as a potential problem. I don't know if it was a particularly longer, I don't know the specifics of like if it was a longer labor or anything like that.
And once Emma was born, did you notice any changes in Matt and Tuckey at all?
Nothing that, no.
Okay. And did you continue to spend a lot of time with them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the parents are very busy with a brand new child at the first moment. We also went to visit in the hospital. We went to their house probably the first week or two after that to see them. And probably had 2 or 3 visits where we saw them either at our house or we took a camping trip together with another family. So our 3 families, or our 2 families and another family on a camping trip with Aria and Emma.
And when was that camping trip, if you recall?
It was about a week or maybe.
JKD is doing things on Twitter that are hilarious. Look at how good this cartoon of Catherine is. Look, look at how good. I love it. And I like that it's right there. And we filed its motions in lemonade. I like caption. And I like how Steve's head isn't white animated. It's actually just his head. I don't know why I'm a redhead though, but that's okay. I forgive you. I love the cartoon of Catherine. It looks just like her.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I would say it was less than 2 weeks from the hospitalization for Emma when her parents took her to CHOA for the swollen leg and swollen scalp.
And on that camping trip, did you notice any issues with Emma?
So Emma had been put in the parents' van to that camping trip, and there's a lot of gear and things in there because we're spending a couple nights with 3 families at the campsite. My wife goes to get Emma out of the car for them, and she's immediately alarmed because some of the gear had shifted in the van, and she says her leg is twisted. I can't see because she's kind of in the doorway into the van, but she's asking for my help. And I'm just like, well, you just got to unbuckle her and get her out. She says, I can't, her leg's in bad position, but she does it and gets her out. And, she just says her leg is twisted in there. And Emma was otherwise fine. She wasn't crying or seemed disturbed. So we didn't think much of it again until the whole issue with it. And I brought it up with some of the doctors when they interviewed me about what I knew of the family and maybe potential causes or problems that could have potentially led to what they were alleging was.
Wait a minute, pause.
And now, had you?
So at the beginning of this entire effing case, this man came in and said, well, we were camping. There was this thing. Her leg was twisted.
Yep.
Yes.
And that wasn't a plausible explanation for how it could have happened?
It was brought up in juvenile court.
Every single doctor was like, we were never given a satisfactory.
Right.
And it is so easy for babies. They're so squunchy. They are so bendable that they do kind of get themselves in odd positions. So it could happen to any parent where a child just.
He's saying she wasn't crying, so we weren't really alarmed. Like, okay, she's fine. Get her out of the car. Everything's fine. Like, you're not going to panic when the baby seems fine.
If the baby's not crying.
No, but they're also going to be more sensitive because they don't have a little one all the time. So if anyone, they would be even more hypersensitive to looking at, this looked really odd. Because they've been around, Aria, so they've seen how to use the word normal, but and then Emma not being the same. I mean, this is so I hate Georgia so much right now.
I know, right?
I hate all of this. Family to use car seats with Emma and Aria.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you ever see any problems with the way they used car seats?
I wouldn't say I was really looking and inspecting that type of thing. But I mean, they definitely use car seats and want people buckled in. Yeah.
Right. So was there anything abnormal or problematic that you observed following the birth of Emma in March of 2023 with Matt and Tuckey Hernandez?
No.
All right. So in early June of 2023, do you recall seeing or hearing about anything going on with Emma and her health?
Yeah, in June, she had swelling on her leg one morning, and I remember my wife and her talking about that, and she was going to take her to the hospital. My wife was going to meet her there, and
then you kidnapped our niece.
Pretty well involved with that. I think I wasn't at the hospital that first day. I may have been at home. I want to grab my timeline if you don't mind.
Please do. Grab your timeline.
And this is so cute because this is something the 2 type beta function in me would do, but it also makes him very believable. And again, with going with the juxtaposition between you guys, the defense's witnesses and the state's witness, let me refer to my notes. This is what I said. I said it to this person, and I don't want to. And even when he came in, is that all you needed from that question?
Right.
If I'm a
simple man who, put so much time and effort, he never imagined his life that he would be in this position. And he's never going to say this himself on Thursday, but I will say it. Tony couldn't speak to Matt and Tuckey during all of this. Remember, he couldn't Matt until December. In December of 2023, that's when Matt was indicted, and he could no longer talk to his brother-in-law.
It's crazy.
So it's like Tony and Took and me and Jonathan were constantly talking together, trying to talk with attorneys, trying to figure out doctors. Tony would stay up hours and hours in the middle of the night, like looking at medical records and stressing about it. And he got really sick actually. And he sometimes he didn't look well because he was staying up for hours. So this isn't just like Uncle Tony who's like gonna testify and, you know, do his little part. Tony and Took put their life on hold.
And
I mean,
that's
it
what
was a lot.
it very much comes across as that genuine. You can tell that he loves these children, and he wouldn't be the type of person that would, if he saw something wrong with Matt and Tuckey, he wouldn't stay silent. He loves those little girls, you can tell. And it's so upsetting because you can tell, again, you don't need to spend a lot of time with Matt. I didn't need to spend a lot of time with him the last time. And you don't need to listen to, you know, this witness very long to hear they're genuine good people. And then all the horror stories we hear of parents who don't care, who would choose substances and everything else. And these are the parents they go after. It always boggles my mind.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're leaving kids in cages who are being starved to the point of death, and no one finds them until it's too late. I mean, it's disgusting. And on that note, for some humor, JKD, how dare you? I swear to God.
Yes.
I look kind of Steven Seagal-ish, but like his younger days. Thank you, JKD Buck, for the younger days.
Jennifer, you should never have said that.
I am sitting here like, why did I do that?
If you hadn't
That
said
is
that,
beautiful.
it wouldn't have happened.
Ooh, I'm going to draw one on and see if I can work my computer better.
I just
hold on. We need
not
to get
loving
a close up.
that.
We need to get a close up in here of
Yes.
dude.
Dude
I look
looks like a lady.
Wait a minute. I look like the guy from Nickelback. Don't I?
Look at this photograph.
Look
I have
at
an
this
IQ goatee.
photograph. Jennifer, you look like you should be working a
kinda look like
carnival ride
Jesus.
somewhere.
I don't like that. This is really bad.
I kind of look like I'm.
Seagal.
I do look like Steven Seagal, but under
gosh.
siege, not.
And I
the
look
later.
normal.
That Flux just looks like herself.
Oh,
You know?
gosh.
Chat, you are so mean. This is so mean. This is so mean, chat. What did we
I
do
think
to
you look
deserve this?
good. I
What did
think
we
I
do?
think you all look good with the goatees.
No, stop it. It's so bad.
Look at this photograph. Oh my God. Jeff would hate this. Yeah, Jeff is in heaven right now screaming. Take it off. Take it off.
So yeah, it was 6/6 that they first took her to the hospital. And then it was 6/8 when the girls were discharged, me and my wife, although we actually had Aria. I guess Emma was discharged on the 8th. We already had Aria at my house the night before that.
So after Emma was taken to CHOA on the 6th, y'all kept Aria, the older sister.
Yeah, we kept her probably the night of the 6th, definitely the night of the 7th. And then Emma was discharged to us on the 8th.
Hey, Stinky Texas, thanks for the donation over to the Hernandez's Give, Send, Go. We sure appreciate that for the $25. Thank you for that. That is awesome. And by the way, here it is. Here we go. Thanks for the 25. Oh, it's not Stinky Texas. Sorry, it's Slinky Texas. I didn't mean that. Slinky Texas is much different than Stinky Texas, but whatever. I need glasses. Okay, I don't have my reading glasses, but we appreciate the $25 that goes towards the Hernandez family legal fund, so they can pay their excellent attorneys, Catherine Bernard and Steve Wozni something. What is it?
Wasley.
Wosley.
I was going to say Wozniak, but I knew that was from Monsters, Inc. So
I almost said Wozniak also. Oh God, I just can't
my
remember.
brain was like
Steve's last name.
Wozniak.
I'm just gonna call him Steve W. Okay, Steve W. That's like
Oh, it's
W. Bush.
Wachowski.
I thought that was Wazowski. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
who knows?
Wozniak is the Apple guy.
Oh, I was
Isn't
gonna
it?
say,
I was like, that must be a character I don't remember.
no, I was
You're
gonna
right,
say
Wazowski.
Wozniak were the twins in my unit.
All right.
So based on your personal observations,
The Wozzies.
what happened next? From your perspective, what happened next after your sister-in-law took your niece to CHOA on June 6th?
I mean, they were accused of abuse, or at least the hospital saying this is abuse, and they're trying to figure out how or why that is. We ourselves, my wife and I, meet with the DFACS investigator, and she's asking us all kinds of questions related to the family and what we might know or not know about whatever could have happened, or the parents. It was a pretty involved process involving a lot of contacts and lots of discussions.
Okay. So did y'all meet with the DFACS investigators at the hospital or at another location?
Both. I don't think I met a DFACS investigator in the hospital or conversed with her, but had multiple meetings with her at the DFACS office, at my own home, and on the phone, through text, over the period of the next few weeks while she performed her investigation.
Okay. And was this Sarah Eller?
Yes.
Okay. Were there any other DFACS investigators or workers that you spoke with during this time? And please feel free to refer to your notes. I know you have kept meticulous records of this process.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely had talked to some other people very early in that process, because they give what's called a placement letter that just says, these children are going with these adults to monitor them. And the first one that we got was improperly written, had the wrong family names or kid names. Like, there's it's like a form letter that they fill out, and they just hadn't corrected it and put the proper names on it. So I had to contact somebody and have that redone and resent to us.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my
They
God!
copied and pasted forms.
Oh my God! So let me get this straight. The investigation they did do, which was, as we all know, not very much, lazy investigator, maybe checked off the bingo card now, because they did no investigation. But of the small investigation that they did, the paperwork they filled out was all wrong.
Megan, the ditto machine is really, really hard.
Oh God! What does DFACS have? Like a room full of old women typing on typewriters, like in the 50s. That's why we have these problems.
When we got a call for Emma and Arya, it was going to be a little boy and a little girl that were coming to my house.
Oh my God!
So it was really surprising when two little girls showed up.
They don't even know. They don't even know whose children they're sending around. Unfreaking. That is so dangerous.
Yeah.
That's one way that kids go missing, right? Because they identify them as a boy and they're really a girl. Like, what the hell? Did they even take the right kids? What? This is crazy. Thor, you just stopped Thor from having an OnlyFans moment. You stopped us from having our bingo. Oh, wait, I might have taken it off the bingo cards. Never mind. I think I had to take Thor off because Thor wasn't around for a while. So
yes, I was in Dollywood.
Right. Getting
He's
swatted.
definitely trying. He's just off. He's off screen.
And was that the placement letter placing Arya and Emma in the custody of you and your wife?
No, this was Cara Bowen. I believe it was Cara Bowen. I talked to her.
Oh, Megan, pause this for a second.
Somewhere with
So Cara Bowen was one of the main directors. And when this was all going on, after I had met Matt and Tuckey, the first foster mom was going to take Arya and Emma on a plane out of state.
What?
And Matt was going to miss a visit. And he was like, what do I do about this? And so I told him, I got out the manual and I was like, hey, Matt, you need to call DFACS and tell them, according to this policy, you can't miss a court-ordered visit, and that you're not giving consent for them to go on a plane into another state. He called this woman, the director at the time of his region, called her. She told him, "I'm so sorry. I'm on my way to a spa." And then she was like, I'm out of the office.
Oh my God.
So you'll have to call so-and-so, and gave him the number to somebody else. And we
That's
also
so
had a meeting
crazy.
with this woman. We sat down and had an in-person meeting after DFACS closed our home, and Kara Bowman was part of it. And so we laid everything out, all the policies that were being broken, everything that had gone wrong. And yeah, she was zero help. So she literally told a man, like, "Sorry, I can't help you right now. I'm going to get a
the spa."
massage.
It wouldn't be so aggravating if they didn't use the moral high horse, the moral high ground as quicksand as it is,
Mhm.
that they are all about the children.
Yeah.
It is such a skin suit.
Yeah. The more you scream that, the more you know it's not true. That's what you have to learn.
Between 6:10 and 6:15, yeah, 6:10 through 6:12. And the 15th, I went to interview in person at the DFACS office with Sarah.
And so during
JKD
that,
barely.
during these interviews with
Had you
DFACS
gone fat
investigators,
Steven
what
Seagal
did you tell
out?
them about your brother and sister-in-law?
Well, they would ask if, man, it's hard to remember the specifics of what they asked us. I mean, obviously they want to get down to, if we think they've harmed them or if we've seen them do any harm, which we never have.
I'm
At one
shocked that
point,
the state hasn't
she
objected
specifically
yet.
asked me or made a comment.
Right,
about,
especially to
if
that.
you could just tell us how this happened and admit to it and agree to take classes, this whole process would go a lot smoother and easier.
Oh my God.
That form of notes that really struck me during the interview with
You
Sarah.
mean extortion?
So you were given the understanding that DFACS wanted them to admit to harming their child.
Yeah, it seemed kind of strange, like unprofessional and coercive to tell me that they should admit to doing this when they're just asking for help and for their child in the first place.
Relevance.
Oh, there's a first objection.
I think she was asleep. I think she was asleep. You hear?
Yeah, because she got a lot of stuff. He got a lot of stuff out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got a lot of character stuff like they never have. And when he looked directly at the prosecutor, she must have been so hunched over that she couldn't see because he directly looked at her. And I thought the objection was going to come
Me
right
too.
then, but it.
All right, let's see. What's going on with my objection counter? It's not countering. No. What? Why won't it save? There we go. Save. All right. Now we have one objection on the objection counter.
To the investigation that was conducted by the state on the charges that form the basis for this indictment.
First of all, that's a DFACS investigation,
Oh, here we go again.
not the state.
All right, well, I'm going to let him finish the answer, then you can have the next question.
So you were saying it seemed unusual to you?
Yeah, they asked the doctors to help figure out what's wrong with their child, so they obviously don't know what has happened. They've never seen like abusive, mean people to me. They're very gentle, and she's telling me that they should admit to this. Like you want me to go and tell them to admit this? I don't want to have this conversation with them. Just like, why are you telling me that they should admit to this and explain what happened? And it just seems unprofessional and coercive.
Yeah, state objecting to him to say that twice.
And was that the only interaction you had with DFACS that you would characterize as unprofessional and coercive?
Definitely not the only one that was unprofessional. There have been a multitude of things that DFACS has really done wrong and done unprofessional through months and months of this. In general, they're disorganized and like a lot of government agencies, they're underfunded. and overworked. It seems that it's not easy work to do. And so it's also one of the tough jobs where they're in a situation they don't, it's kind of like a necessary evil where their role is required and important because there are definitely children out there that are really are abused, and you need to protect them from whatever is causing that with derelict parents.
He's giving opinion testimony.
Second
now, so
objection.
Let's just stay back.
Okay, and if we can just keep it to, what you have personally observed about.
Yeah,
so
sir,
I'm getting
how
to the
dare
point,
you,
while DFACS is generally unprofessional,
imply
unprepared.
that DFAC should
Like,
protect
with
children.
me,
That's an
directly
opinion.
through all the contacts I've had with them, my wife was given a single sheet of paper that said she would take care of the kids and they were being released to her. I would meet these people and they wouldn't give me a business card or a contact number. Like the Gwinnett County DFACS investigator is like, hi, I'm Nicole Tallman. I want to ask you questions about, what happened to your niece that you're in the care of. And she doesn't give us paperwork. She doesn't tell her phone number. There's no business card. And she takes the girls away from us. And that's just kind of the way they all operate. And if you're trying to do an investigation and talk to these people and have communication, like the basic steps, like how do you stay in contact?
Lazy investigator should be checked off the bingo card also. And we've had a third objection now. Third objection. I will be updating that in just a moment.
That's meeting also not relevant.
It's just that.
So that was your experience with the DFACS workers in June. And so when did the girls come, when did Emma and Aria come home with you and your wife?
So Aria came home with us on the 6th or 7th, June 6th or 7th. Wait, did I say Aria? Yeah, Aria came on the 6th or 7th. Emma wasn't discharged until the 8th.
Okay. And was she discharged to your home?
She was.
And had there been an investigation of your home to determine if it was fit for children?
Yeah, there were a couple of people that came to evaluate our home, make sure the crib was in good order, that we could prepare it for like child safety locks and safety gates and things like that. They want to inspect and see if the refrigerator is well stocked and the house is generally clean and safe for children. Sarah Eller was one of the people from DFACS that came to check out our home. There was another person for another related agency that wasn't DFACS, but who was that? I'm sure I've got that here in my notes. 621, Deborah Cox from CASA visited. And that may be it. I know Megan Noblet came to our house at some point, but I don't know if it was.
Whoa, that's
Oh
a
my gosh.
name.
That was the girl's attorney. She was a horrible human.
Megan
Horrible
Noblet.
human.
What a terrible name. I mean, just the worst. Noblet.
Do you think she
That
married
reminds
into
me
the
of one of my
Noblet
favorite.
line, or was she maidenly Noblet?
I don't know, but it does remind me of one of my favorite children's stories, Nathaniel the Grublet. I don't know if you know about the Grublets or not, but it was a fantastic audio story. I used to have a record of this that I would play all the time, and it was like one of those. It was before VeggieTales. It was like Christian entertainment for children before VeggieTales, and it was really good. It's really, really good. I have found. I bet it's on YouTube. What a great story, by the way, Nathaniel the Grublet. It's about this little grublet, and grublets are like little criminals. I guess that's their thing. They're criminals, but Nathaniel is the one he doesn't want to be a criminal. He just wants to be a good boy, and he's living with all these criminals. And he's just kind of like Oliver Twist in an interesting, it's very cute. It's very, very cute. And he has to go through this super scary forest. I remember this. It's amazing. And he meets, I don't know, I think he meets God in the forest or something and talks to him about, what he wants to do with his life. It's super cute, by the way. It's adorable. But Noblet? Is that what her name is?
Noblet.
Oh, Noblet? Yeah.
Not
pretty
much better.
We had a couple in my high school, so we were just replete with noblets. I may have come up with fun addendums to said names, but I'm a better person now.
I've never heard that name Noblet before. What is the origin of the name Noblet?
No idea. Well, like I was guessing really hysterically funny middle school boys in the Middle Ages.
I mean, it doesn't. What? Now I'm trying to say not denomination. That's for religions. What origin is this name? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to do that.
Been in that time
It
frame
sounds
because we
probably
only had
like
the girls
British
in our
or
care for about
Irish.
4.5,
I know,
5
but
years.
those usually
Scottish.
come after like a vocation of some sort, and my mind definitely goes to what vocation would one use? Anything related to knob or let's, and I have some ideas.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT. How do we spell Noblet?
In my school, it was knob with a K and then let with 2 T's.
Ah,
No, this one doesn't have a K.
no K?
Oh.
Mm-mm.
All
Ooh,
right.
even worse for her.
Yep.
It is English. Who said English? You win.
Reflex.
From the French word noble, meaning well-born, of noble character.
See-
So is it noblet? Noblet.
Oh,
And
Is
they
it
changed
French?
it to
Well, if it's-
noblet.
It's French Normandy, but English with French Normandy roots, right? So
So it might be noblet. Noblet.
yeah, noblet.
She's just not
She
fancy
says it
enough
wrong.
for me
She's
to
not fancy enough.
give
She
her
says
that.
it wrong. If my last name was Noblet, I would make sure I told people it was Noblet. It's Noblet.
Yeah, I would be French, like from New Orleans. It's Noblet, and they'd be
Noblet.
like, Joe Dirte, come on now, don't church it up. It's Noblet. Let's go.
And Arya were in your care, was there anything you noticed about the health and well-being of either of your nieces?
Well, Aria was normal. I mean, she's a very energetic, happy, like plucky child. She'd already been at our house a lot. Obviously, Emma is discharged from the hospital with her leg in a splint. She had a soft spot on the top of her head. It was kind of sloped, and there was the soft spot itself. The fontanelle was seemed a little soft and bigger on one side than the other. And she was sick a lot during that time frame as well. We took her in for medical care probably 5 times, not including the visits for like the follow-ups with CHOA. I know 3 times we took her to the doctor for constipation. There was vomiting. She also had an infection of some type during those 4.5 weeks. She was pretty much constantly sick, runny nose, vomiting. I think she even had
That
some
doesn't
diarrhea
sound
in
good.
that time frame. So definitely was not at all healthy during that time.
Okay. And so you took her back to CHOA for her scheduled follow-up appointment, right?
My wife did sometimes I did.
Okay, so she had more follow-up visits at CHOA than just the June 23rd where she got the new skeletal survey done?
Yes. We also took her to the Stephanie V. Blank Center.
And then separate from that, you also took her for medical care for the vomiting, runny nose, diarrhea.
Yeah, those would have been her primary care pediatrician or urgent care. I mean, I can give you the specific names if you'd like.
Okay. But you kept a record of all this as the caretaker.
Yes.
Okay. And did you ever get any medication or diagnoses for Emma that you acted upon?
Yeah, they discharged her with vitamin D supplements. They've been giving her an IV of vitamins in the hospital because they had found low vitamin D. So that was I believe, a liquid supplement that we were to give her every day to help.
I think we should point out that the constant illness that she was suffering, that happened after all the radiation she got from the x-rays, correct?
Well, at this time, in the very beginning, she would have only had one set, because then they bring her back 2 weeks later to get the second set. Then they bring her back July 6th.
Goodness.
And do it all over again, and then 2 weeks after that. So really, at this time, she's only had one set of x-rays and CT scans.
But she's also a little tiny baby in great distress. I mean, she's taken away from her mom. I know my stomach gets upset when I'm anxious. I can't imagine what a little baby that can't logic any of this out's got to be.
Yeah. She didn't have a
Terrible.
healthy immune system. I mean, that was pretty obvious.
Help get her vitamin D levels corrected. I don't think she had any other specific medications other than maybe some pain medications as needed because her leg was in a splint due to fractures.
And did you observe anything about her condition other than, what you've already testified to, about whether it seemed like she was in any particular pain or if there was any particular physical issue going on, again, beyond what you already stated?
She wasn't, I wouldn't say she seemed like she was in any pain. She definitely developed some strange spots on her leg and the bottoms of her feet, which my wife and I were concerned about. Woke her up in the morning and noticed this discoloration on the bottom of her legs. We tried to contact her primary care physician, but we couldn't get in with him. We tried to go to, I think it was an orthopedic specialist from CHOA that had done one of her follow-ups and said, if you have any problems, let me know and you can come in and see me right away, although he wasn't available at that time. So not knowing where to go
what did
next,
they
I
do
called
over there?
Sarah Eller from DFAX.
Nobody's available.
Because I hadn't gotten
It's
the
because they're all
caseworker's name yet.
accusing people of being child abusers.
Yeah.
They're too busy.
Sorry, I can't see your sick baby today. We're busy and we're in the middle of another lazy investigation to accuse more people of abuse.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I understand needing to take children away if it's an unsafe thing, but maybe have the structure in place. They're so quick to take these children, they don't even have the infrastructure or the case manager in place.
It's crazy.
That kind of goes back to the professionalism, but I'd just like to add that
Yeah,
because
you
it's
think?
kind of a key thing. When Sarah Eller said, I'm wrapping up my case and you now have a case manager, the investigation's done, he tells me this will be Mackenzie. And I'm thinking, Mackenzie who? Well, is that her last name or her first name? I ask her Mackenzie who, and she says, I don't know her last name.
Oh,
I said, well, do you have her phone number? I don't have her phone number. I'm just like, what's wrong? Like you've been telling me for weeks, you're going to finish your investigation and hand this over to a case manager.
Objection, relevance.
And I forgot to add this point earlier when I was talking about.
So there's an objection. Which one?
And Your Honor, this is the course of conduct in the state of this case.
I will let you finish. I don't need you to give opinion. You can tell what you did. You can't say what other people told you. That's hearsay. You can tell us what you did, but if you're going to need to express opinion, I don't need you to do that.
Okay.
I'll hear the question. I'm not trying to limit counsel, but this is the fact with this.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Just 1 second. I'll just let you ask the next question or follow up.
Okay, so one thing, so you were describing the situation in which Sarah Eller had handed off the case to another case manager, to your knowledge?
That's right. She told me it was going to be handled by Mackenzie, but she couldn't tell me Mackenzie's name or phone number or how to get in touch with her. And so even though the investigation was done at the point when we had this second hospitalization, I didn't have a contact info for the case manager. So I called Sarah Eller instead, even though she was the investigator and she's done, and said, hey, what should we do? Because I can't get her into a regular doctor to see what's going on with her legs. And she directed us to CHOA.
Okay. And now, and so did you immediately take Emma to CHOA?
Yeah, that morning.
And so, and this is the morning of July 9th, right?
I believe so. This is July 10th.
So, and so let's back up a little bit. As in the past month that you had custody of Emma and Arya, how often were their parents allowed to see them?
So when they were discharged to us, the parents were allowed to come home with us, help the girls get settled. Mom breastfed the baby. They told us very clearly that parents could not be left unsupervised at all, but we always had to be in the room with the parents and the kids. The mother returned the next morning to feed Emma again. Emma's a breastfed baby at this point and was not using the bottle, so that was important. And later that day, I believe, was the bond hearing. And that's when the parents lost their right to see the kids until the court could rule further and like establish visitations and things like that at a supervised professional visitation center.
Oh my God.
And what, did that proceeding take place in juvenile court or here at the Superior Court?
That was juvenile court.
Okay. And then was there any point at which there were proceedings in Superior Court against one of the parents that you, again, from your personal observation?
Yeah, I went to and attended basically every court hearing I could, for the parents. We were in a bond hearing for Ms. Hernandez because she had been charged and arrested for this. And the father at that point was still allowed to talk with us and meet with us. But during that bond hearing for her, the prosecutor, Ms. E here, objected to something and said they planned to indict the father on the same charges, which he was, and he was arrested, at which point we could no longer directly contact him.
Unreal.
So this happened in June of 2023, what you're describing. So was there any point after Arya and Emma, after Emma came home from the hospital with you, that she was allowed to be around her parents unsupervised?
No, not at all.
Okay. And were you and your wife responsible for providing that supervision?
So we were not beyond that first day or two until they had the court hearing. We were allowed to supervise them up until that point. Once the court stepped in and said, you know, this is going to develop into more, the only way the parents had access to the kid was at the Thrive Center, also known as SAFT, SAFFT. So those would be observed, videotaped, supervised visits with the children and the Thrive staff, many times which my wife and I were allowed or able to attend as well.
Okay. And were you allowed to have any contact with your sister-in-law during this time?
No, I don't believe so. I think once she was arrested and charged, that brought into the criminal court, and that bond restriction included any witnesses that could potentially testify against her, and she wasn't allowed to contact me or my wife or her husband even.
Unreal.
And was that difficult for your family?
Oh yeah, I mean, essentially she doesn't have a place to live and can't work with any of her family.
You didn't like that.
Oh, yeah. You don't like being called out for what you did to these people. Wow.
And I don't think the state realizes how incredibly unjust this sounds to a layperson. I mean, we've had experience with court and we understand how absolutely out of bounds this is. But if you're a juror, if this is the first thing you hear and you hear, okay, so he gave a good explanation about why the thing was on the leg. He is given custody of these children with the wrong paperwork. And every time he makes an objection that makes them at all look sympathetic, no matter whether it's an objectionable thing, she looks god awful. This is one
Yep.
of those let sleeping dogs lie. You already look terrible.
Yeah.
But she's gonna keep going. We're at 5 objections. 5 objections. I don't think we're gonna get to 20 by in the next 5 minutes because we're ending at 3:30. So I guess no day drinking for us.
Thirsty Thursday always exists.
That's true.
That's true, too.
Thirsty Thursday is a thing. Let's see what happens
That's
with this
true,
one.
Okay. So during this period
Did
of
the
time,
judge
did you
sustain
have-
that?
For family.
Okay. Just a,
For fuck's sake. Yeah, we can't allow anything that makes the parents
we
look
have-
sympathetic.
Do we have a
So,
bingo square
during
for
this
I
period
hate
of time,
judge?
Did you have
No, but we need one.
We need
have
one for we all hate the judge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
we do.
much.
Yeah, we do.
Mhm.
We need one. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I'll be working on
Mhm.
that for next week or for Thursday.
cameras installed in your house?
Yeah, so once we're going to be taking care of the children, I already had an external security camera system for my house related to my wife's business because it involves a lot of shipments and drop-offs at our house and just making sure no one's going to walk away with packages. Once we had the custody of the girls and that whole situation, I added a secondary security system for the inside of the home as well.
And so did that cover the inside of the home with security camera footage?
Yeah, I mean, most of the main areas, everything but basically the top floor. The bottom floor of my house is mostly basement and garage, and we don't spend time down there regularly. That's where my wife's business is run out of. Also gated off to prevent the girls from going down there. So the kitchen, the living and dining room, and the girls' bedroom all had cameras.
Okay. And was this a requirement that DFACS had imposed or something that you did voluntarily?
No, it was just something we thought would be a good idea for clarity and safety, and just things were not going
Protect
well in
ourselves.
general with
Yeah.
the case.
Okay, and when you say things were not going well, what do you mean?
I mean, the parents being charged with abusing their child when they voluntarily brought them in.
Objection, opinion.
What?
I mean, I asked
Objection,
what was the-
opinion.
That's what
Not a
happened.
bad word, an objection.
I feel like we need a Randy Marsh. I thought this was America. Oh, excuse me. I thought this was.
Objection, opinion. Oh my.
That's not an opinion if that's what actually happened.
Yeah.
well, he's adding opinion to it.
Oh,
sorry.
fuck
You can tell
you.
factual circumstances.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scream that so loudly. I
Yeah,
apologize if any of you had children in the car.
the parents were being charged with abuse.
Anyway, don't
despite
let kids
not
listen to
having
my
criminal
show.
histories.
Objection.
Yeah, we're back into it.
That's another one.
Wait, them not having criminal histories is not an opinion. It's like a
And
fact,
look,
man.
Tony just argued with the judge. Oh.
We're at 7, by the way.
We're at
I'm at
maybe we
7,
will
right?
get to 20. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. I don't know.
Opinion, that's it.
And it just.
Wait,
Being charged with abuse despite not having criminal histories.
Objection.
Yeah, we're back into opinion.
That's not an opinion. That's it.
And
You gotta lay a
Okay.
foundation.
All right.
And you can't.
Yeah,
This
they
is
don't
why I
have
asked
criminal
earlier, so
histories.
You gotta be careful. Okay?
There's
You gotta be
not-
careful.
there's
You don't
not-
want the jury to
We gotta be
hear.
careful that we don't ruin the state's case.
Come on, Tony. Be careful.
Be careful, Tony.
To testify as to the fact that neither of the defendants have any sort of criminal history whatsoever.
All right, very well. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Fair enough, you
So
stupid.
I suppose now might be a good time to ask, was there ever a point where you found yourself concerned or wondering if either your sister-in-law or your brother-in-law had abused your niece? Objection.
Why is
I
that
think it goes
objectionable?
to describe the state of.
All right, that we're up to 8.
I
Wow.
so the person that has custody of the children, it's of no relevance whether he thought this was bogus or not.
Apparently not. Apparently not, according to the state. Not
Mind and
relevant.
what he was observing as well as his course of conduct.
Well, you can ask if he saw it, but I'm going to excuse the jury. Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh boy, the jury's going out. Oh, I'm supposed to end right now, but now I need to know what's going to happen. All right. All right, who's voting for a pee break and continuing a little bit longer so that we can see this? All right, everybody on the panel is voting for a pee break. All right. All right, folks, we are going to I must know what happens after this. It's getting way too exciting. I just can't allow it to go on like this. We can't quit this until Thursday. All right.
The hate flow.
We are going to take a pee break, and there's going to be music that plays. The show is not over. Don't leave. If you leave, we're going to make fun of you for leaving, thinking that the show is over, because it isn't. We are simply going on a pee break, and then we will be right back. You have about 3.5 to 4 minutes, I think this song is. Where's my pee break? There it is, pee break song. 3.5 to 4 minutes, and then we will be back. Don't go anywhere. Oh, I should probably turn on my it's just a pee break, do not leave. Oh no, I don't want a timer on it. Turn that off. Oh, for God's sake. There we go. All right, there. Wait a minute. That was supposed to be a ticker, not a there we go. Let's save it as a ticker. Do not leave. The stream is not over. We're just going to do our own streaming in the bathroom at the moment. Yeah. 3 to 4 minutes.
Different kind of stream.
Yeah. Different kind. Exactly.
She's streaming live, just killing the game. Sipping coffee like it's her middle name. A whiskey splash in her chai tea brew. But now she's squirming, doesn't know what to do. The chat is lit, emojis abound. But her legs are shaking, she feels the countdown. She's got a crowd watching her sway. Nature's call says she can't stay. BRB, gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, it's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back, serving slay in this virtual town. She's a queen with a mug in hand. One espresso shot and she's taking a stand. But the coffee train has come full stop. It's an awkward dance, she's got a hop. The comments roll, where'd you go? Someone says, guess the drinks did flow. The struggle's real, the time is need. Even YouTubers have bathrooms, dear. BRB, gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, it's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back, serving slay in this virtual town. Gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, It's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back serving slay in this virtual town.
All right. Hold on. Where are we at? Here we go. We're back. We are back. All right.
Yes.
Jameson said, look at locals. I did. I don't see you. Where are you? He's in the live chat. I'm looking.
We just need to know how it ends. He excused the jury.
I know. He excused the jury. We have to know this. We have to see this. We have to see what happens. Okay. Here we go. Bringing it back up. The jury is leaving. Oh, I see it. Okay, hold on.
You see it?
All right, this is great. We have a new meme.
Yes. Deus Vault.
I love it.
This is fantastic. Oh my gosh, she's Catherine of Arc. Yep, fighting with that judge. That was an epic battle, man. Epic. Absolutely epic. God, I hate this guy. He's so grumpy. Such a grumpy cat.
He has such a nice chair. He should be happy.
First year from the Schulz.
He has the best chair in the room. That should make him smile all day long. But instead, he just lifts his lip like this. Like it
It's
hurts.
like one of those dogs, you know, when the dog's like,
yes.
He is.
You can respond, Phil.
This is the very topic that we discussed in the motion elimination. She's going into parental fitness.
And
You're not allowed to say that they don't have a criminal record?
Yeah.
Come on.
right? Like they can't.
Because if
that doesn't make sense. No,
that's all he said that made her object like a crazy person.
Foster, this is the care placement that Emma Hernandez was in at the time when the markings that the state has presented as evidence of abuse were found. This is one of the people who brought Emma in for that. So his opinion of his perspective on the proceedings that were being undertaken in the previous month, I believe will be relevant for the jury to be able to determine his credibility on these questions.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the markings on the feet when they're in the care custody of this individual?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, that's not relevant as they're not been charged with that. Okay?
What do you mean?
What?
What?
I thought the state's whole theory was that they were sneaking in to abuse Emma.
Wait, I have to hear that again.
It's not in the indictment. It's not in the indictment charges.
Are you talking about the markings on the feet when they're in the care custody of this individual?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, that's
I
not
see.
relevant.
They're not being charged
as
with
they're
that.
not been charged with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're not allowed to talk about it at
I
all?
apologize. I'm not
My point is that there's no, is there any belief that the parents had any contact with the child or the child was in the care and contact custody of Aunt and Uncle?
Catherine's like, oh,
Is that
let's
the
talk about it.
allegations of the state?
I don't know, Your Honor. I guess that is a
I don't know.
question that's.
Okay.
Your Honor, I can clarify that.
Yeah, I can clarify that.
All right, so if that is an issue, I didn't know if there's an issue or not.
And Your Honor, I'm a little bit confused because the state has already introduced evidence without objection, because we're not the ones trying to hide anything from the jury here. They have introduced evidence of photographs taken of Emma Hernandez while she was in the custody of Mr. and Mrs. Schulz. And
Yes, ma'am.
the implication based on the previous testimony of the doctors is the implication that somehow that the parents were allowed to be around the child and inflict further injuries on them. So the credibility and details of the observation and the experience of this witness are critically important in order for the jury to be able to evaluate whether or not these individuals were responsible for these marks.
You can ask him if he saw any abuse on the child while in his care and custody. Other than that, you go into the character issue we talked about. You also go into the ultimate issue. And so I will again, he's a fact witness. So he can testify as if
Oh,
he
for
saw
fuck's
any
sake.
abuse.
Now all of a sudden Rumble's down. What? We're having trouble streaming to your destination. What? Rumble? What is happening? I'm not happy with Rumble recently. And I'm not even using Rumble Studio today. Like, you got to be kidding me. Those of you on Rumble, I guess you're getting screwed right now. I don't know. Oh, it looks like they've fixed it now. Okay, fine. Very bizarre. Rumble has been seriously fucking with me, and I'm not happy about it. So, anyway.
But as to whether or not they did it, I'm not going to let you do that.
And Your Honor, we will renew the objection given that virtually, I won't say all of the state's witnesses, but certainly Dr. Messner gave his opinion that Emma Hernandez was a victim of child abuse from these individuals based on the psychosocial history that he collected regarding who had access to the child and regarding the nature of the injury.
And he was qualified as an expert witness in that field. All I'm saying is this witness has not been qualified as an expert. If he's given opinion,
He stayed at a Motel 6 last night. He's
the
fine.
character of the defendants, the good character, the way I'm interpreting it, and he's going to the ultimate issue. So at this time, I'm not going to permit him to make that opinion. Let's bring on jury back.
These people are insufferable.
That's some bullshit right there. Damn.
And you're actually
Yes, ma'am.
And at this point, I do think we need a little bit of additional clarification from the state, given their response of, I don't know, when the court inquired as to whether or not they were making the allegations that the injuries that they have submitted as injuries and bruising previously, again, without objection, because I presume the state actually believed in its own case beyond a reasonable doubt. But at this point, if the state is indicating that it does not know what it has introduced these images for the purpose of, then I think we have to revisit their admissibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would ask the state to characterize what it introduced those pictures for.
Your Honor, the pictures were introduced in evidence because that explains for why the child had to go back subsequently to CHOA. Now, I do believe it was based off defense's questioning the doctors, asking how they believe this could have happened when there's finding that it's child abuse, and it was their theory that they believe that potentially because the children were placed with family members, the defendants had access to the child.
What?
What?
Is the
That was
jury
more
back?
stuff.
Is the jury back?
I don't know. I think like questioned before they came in. It's like she stopped them, it seemed like.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, well, we can address that further if we need to, but
And Your Honor, I believe we do, because that was also my understanding of what the doctors were testifying to, and I believe it makes it clear why this witness needs to be free to testify about his truthful impressions of that month, because his credibility will be crucial.
I disagree. I think he can testify as to what
Of course he
has personal
disagrees.
knowledge of, what he saw, what he heard.
And
He didn't.
He can't go into, he can't give his testimony, his opinion of that.
And Your Honor, I believe it goes directly in response to the state's witnesses making the implication that he lied to DFACS and to the court and allowed these people to be around Emma Hernandez,
Yes,
despite
it goes
his sworn
to his
testimony that he
character.
would not do that. So this witness's
Well,
credibility.
I'll let you address that with him.
Does
if you
he
wanna
have
address
the
that.
giant scar down the?
Yeah, I was
Is that
assuming.
a giant scar.
Yeah,
Right
I
Yes.
was thinking he
Here?
was like a G.I. Joe in a previous life.
I
And that he
figured
transformed in a
Very
real life.
big scar.
figured a bicycle and a mailbox fence post, or a
Possibly.
weed whacker for a more imaginative one. But
Oh God, can you imagine this guy in his white socks pulled up to his calves and his New Balance shoes and his khakis and his tucked in t-shirt and belt doing yard work? Because I can.
how
I
in the
can
world
see
did we
it.
get King of the Hill in real life? I continue to think he's going to tell me about propane and propane accessories. Have you ever thought about a career change? You could sell a lot of grills, make a lot of people happy. No one's pissed off at a barbecue.
That's true. That's true. He could give barbecue tips at the Home Depot on the weekends. But anything to not be on the bench
You
anymore.
can ask him if he allow, access to the child to the mother or
Socks,
anyone else.
socks.
He can do that. My issue is that he's given an opinion that the parents didn't abuse the child. Is what I'm understanding the previous question elicited the answer. And at this point in time, I'm finding that it's not appropriate for him to give that opinion.
Oh my God.
He can say what he knows. Otherwise, he's got to lay he's not an expert. He has to lay foundation for it. And then we go to the ultimate issue. If that's where we are on that. So I'm not going to allow him to give that opinion. You can cross him on him allowing access to the child or what he did.
I
or
would
what
be
he
in
saw.
contempt because I'd start every
I agree
sentence
with
with,
that.
I know.
Okay, now they're back. I hear everybody.
Wow,
feeling
that
it.
was incredible. That was crazy.
All right.
Was
I think this is a good place to stop. We want Tony to be able to be here with us for the remainder of his
Yes.
testimony, and we just had to know what was going on there. So let's stop here. The objection counter will remain at 8 for Thursday's episode. We will be back at this on Thursday, and Tony will be joining us, hopefully with a hint of a goatee by then, so he can fit in with his profession. Because that he must not have got the memo that if you're in IT, you have to have an IT goatee. So
It will be a presidential edict when I'm in charge.
by executive order, all
I like
IT men.
We
must
need to
have
be able to
goatees.
clearly identify people that
That's
can
right.
help us with our technology.
Yes. If
love
you're out in public, you should be able to just go to the nearest IT goatee and be like,
like
"Hi,
on the
iPhone is
airplane, if
on
they're like,
goatee."
is there a doctor? I'm like, is there a goatee? And they'll be like, ma'am, we've got your BlackBerry. And I'll be like, thank you. We appreciate your
you.
service in the dark computer arts.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for donating to the Give Send Go. And please remember to share it out if you can. I will drop the link again in the chat so that you guys can share this out on social media. Let your friends and family know what this poor family has gone through, because nobody deserves this. No one deserves this. And they need to pay their excellent attorneys who, by the way, we have a big thank you to for doing these cases, even without the promise of regular pay. And, they need to eat too. So please do continue to give to the fundraiser, the first 5,000, which we are at 625 now. I do believe we are at 625 for total, 125 raised today. And when we hit 5,000, we will be doing a funny video of some sort, wearing giant bows and using power tools. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be really funny. All right. That's it for us today. House of Flux. What do you got coming up? Anything good?
No, just I'll probably do some video game streams this week because it's my last week of school, so I have a couple tests to study for, but then I get a couple weeks break.
Excellent. How about you, Mo? What's going on in your world?
Let's see. I have got Mornings with Mo, but I am dropping videos broken up of the report that Rupert Lowe just dropped. Basically, I'm doing it in video segments. It's a really tough subject matter, so I will be separating things out. So letting you know what's more synopsis and, kind of intro. And then when we do come to the victim testimony, I will be putting that in their own video. But that way I can do that. We are going to be doing Wednesdays over on Rumble where we talk about it. But I do want people on YouTube to know about it because it's such a big problem. It's going to explode. And if it's happening over there, it's probably happening over here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, also tomorrow on my channel, I'm going to be, Mo, you might want to join us, actually. I will be having the expert on. We are going to talk about all the crazy drama that is going on in that category, in that area of the YouTubes. The expert and Broken Baker have been attacked.
I was going to say, I saw something on the Twitters, and I don't know what's happening.
Insane. It's insane. You've got to catch up. I
It's a
spent the
really-
entire weekend watching Jolene. I spent the entire weekend. I spent like
I've got to
28
watch
hours
it
straight.
because I am threatening to do a semi-bored, semi-transparent truth journey where I just watch everything.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Jolene's coverage, Judge Jolene. Oh my God. I love her so much. I laugh and laugh and laugh. Her coverage of this has been excellent. There is a drama going on between Jess Machado and Broken Baker and the expert, and it is, and now Aiden Carney's been pulled into it. So now Turtle Boy and the Glarer, and it's just exploded. And I don't normally do these. I don't normally do these drama streams about other YouTubers, but here's the deal: my friends are involved. So if you involve my friends, I feel obligated to talk about it.
I addressed it a little bit on my channel. I'm not a drama channel, but the fact that someone, and look, we got swatted for probably the dumbest thing, someone carrying a force multiplier in Tennessee.
Right.
And that doesn't so much bother me, but it didn't hit me until I got home that someone called with the intention of there being possible injury. They wanted something to happen. They wanted something bad to happen. And I guess that's what really bothered me. Personally, I find it pathetic and sad that people don't grow up beyond high school. I never want to deal with this bullshit. But the fact that you've gone after a very honorable man, two very honorable men, and then you intended harm on all of us, people you didn't even know. Like, they don't know me. They didn't know anyone else at that thing other than they wanted to bother Baker.
Right. Right. No, it's not okay.
Wants to bother Baker? What is wrong with
nobody
these
knows.
people?
Nobody knows yet who made the call, and nobody is accusing anybody of making that call. Nobody is saying anybody in particular made the call, but there was a call made. And it's funny watching all the nonsense about, trying to deflect and what has occurred now because of it. So the expert's coming on with me tomorrow. I might see what Broken Baker is doing. I don't know what the time shift is over there. But we'll see. I'm going to do that tomorrow, probably around 1 p.m. again, and we're going to go over some of it and some of the craziness. It's a lot, you guys. And if you are looking for good coverage, Jolene. What is Jolene's last name? Is it What is it? Franzer? Hold on. I need to point people over to her channel. If you want to watch coverage of this drama, I could not point you to a better person than Jolene. She is so funny. Hold on, let me get her. Jolene, what's the name of her channel? Lunzer. Jolene Lunzer. She has done several live streams in a row, and they are long. She does like 4 to 6 hour streams, and I was like, I'll never get through these. Oh, no. I binged them in like 3 days, and I was like, crap, now she's not coming back on until Wednesday. I can't wait that long. How is she not coming back?
Now you know how all of us were when we would watch you when you'd have your long ones during the morning. That was how anytime you didn't stream, we'd be like, well, what do I do now?
What do I do now? I know that's
where's
how
my
I feel, like,
content?
what am I going to do with my life now? I will say probably the funniest one that she's done so far that had me rolling was the one where she reviews the fight between the Glarer and Turtle Boy. And it's like a live therapy session they're doing. And she called it so good. She called it the House Husbands of YouTube.
Oh, I love that.
It is so funny. It is so good. The Real House Husbands of YouTube is so good. It starts out with the one that's entitled "Everyone is Doing Too Much," and then the part 2 is Real House Husbands of YouTube, and it is so funny. It is like a therapy session between Aiden and the Glarer, like just trying to work out their problems. So, like, I texted you, bro. I texted you. And the other goes, well, I didn't see it. I didn't read it. I mean, why did you go public? Well, I don't know. Like, I didn't see it. It was just, oh God, it's so good. And then the one that she did between Machado and Turtle Boy. I'm like, somewhere in an alternate universe, this is me and Nick Ricada screaming at each other on the internet. Like, you made me watch a Baldo commercial, you son of a bitch. you know, and he's like, stop telling me that you're right all the time. You're not right all the time. I just, it could be me in this scenario. It could be me. Anyway, we're going to go over it because it's too much. It's gone way over the top.
It has become, it has taken on a Sharknado of its own.
It really has. If we're going to do it, Jennifer's like, what the hell are you people talking about?
It has become a gate. It is Baker Gate.
It's Baker Gate. It's Baker Gate. The fact that the internet is wondering, the big question is, did he or didn't he use a particular sex toy? I can't even believe that this is the question on the internet's mind right now.
I don't know who has to hear this, but possibly. Don't send Timu level sex toys. If you're going to send a rando unsolicited sex toys, at least go to a store and get a name brand.
Did he bring any of these to Dollywood to laugh at with
Can
anyone?
you imagine him trying to get that through customs?
Oh God. All right. I'm sorry. I'm losing Jennifer completely. All right. We're leaving now. We're going. We're ending this on that note. Team Sex Toys. Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to, can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.